What else? The divine feminine. Okay. So basically the conversation I had today. Hey y'all. I'm pulling some cards because I got an important conversation that I want to have with you guys today, because I have had this conversation twice today. So maybe this is something I need to share with the collective. But I was talking to my mentees today about compromise and how there is a need for us when we're on this hero's journey or soul's journey to, and if y'all don't know what the hero's journey is, it's basically every single movie, or you can even consider it to be specifically Hercules, where they go down into the underworld and they save this damsel in distress and they bring her to the top, right? That is the journey that everybody is taking. And the male is supposed to represent your masculine principle. This is your mind, okay? There has to be a choice that is made to learn how to master your mind and direct your will. Go down into what is hidden, which is the feminine energy. Go get your feminine aspect, which is intuition, imagination, curiosity, it's compromise, it's harmony, it's balance, right? And bring that out on the other side with you so that the masculine and feminine can be in balance, the thoughts and the emotions, so you can take the appropriate action, right? And so I was talking to a client today because we are working on the solar plexus right now, and I'm actually developing a course about this right now. I want to put out a course where I basically take people through the soul's journey, right? Which is basically what tarot is. Tarot is telling you about what the journey that the soul must go through while it's in this reality. The major arcana is the journey that it must go through. So you have the Fool's card, which is something I just posted my videos on this on Patreon yesterday. Okay, they'll be on my YouTube next Monday. But you come in as the Fool. The Fool is you in your purest form. He's innocent. He's kind of walking through life. He has everything that he owns in his knapsack. He's not committed to anything. He's very optimistic, so much so that he could step off a cliff at any second and wouldn't know no difference, right? And then the first people that he meet on that journey is the masculine and feminine principle, which is the magician and the high priestess. And everybody who comes here has masculine and feminine energy. So that appears to you first. The magician is telling you need to learn how to direct your will. The high priestess is telling you, but you also need to learn how to trust your inner guidance, right? And then next you meet the empress and the emperor, which are the mother and the father, okay? They're telling you how to become a master because they are in the embodiment of what the goal is. The empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine energy. The masculine is the embodiment, the emperor is the embodiment of the masculine energy, meaning that these are the goals. This is the goal. These are the energies that you want to work towards. You want to become the empress. You want to become the emperor. Okay, so the empress is telling you, you got to learn how to enjoy this environment that you're in. You got to learn how to see abundance in everything and get in flow with the natural state of reality, right? The empress is Venus energy. Venus is telling you how to enjoy this life. Venus is masculine side Libra, which is about fairness, balance, and justice in relationships. It's telling you that in order for you to enjoy this life and really get in flow with the energy, you got to make sure that you are in mutually respectful, beneficial relationships, okay? Because that helps you to enjoy that. And then on the opposite side, the feminine side of Venus is Taurus. Taurus is the sign of the senses. So it's living through materialism, meaning that it likes art and beauty and it lives through its senses. So it likes the good food and the good smells and the good fashion and the good things, because that's what helps you to enjoy this experience, right? However, it needs to figure out what it values and prioritize life around those values. Okay? So first you run into the divine masculine and feminine, which is two parts of your energy. And then you run into the mother and the father. Okay? Now that can be taken literally as well. In my mentorship program, the first thing we work on is your root. Your root has to do with your parents. Why? Because your root becomes unbalanced when you don't have your financial, physical, mental, and spiritual, psychological needs met as a child. It sets the foundation for everything. So you got to look at the parents, right? After you get through the empress and the emperor, the next that you meet is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is saying, what are your values? You need to look and figure out what your values are. What traditions are you going to follow? And then next you get the Lovers. Now that you know what your values are, you need to make sure that you make every decision that you make is prioritized around these values. Okay? Next, you get the Chariot. The Chariot is telling you that once you know what your masculine and feminine energy is, your thoughts and your emotions, once they come into alignment, you can take the appropriate action. So the Chariot is saying every obstacle is being moved out of your way because you come into alignment with your thoughts and your emotions, and now you're operating the way that you want to operate. That's why he got the 2 moons on his shoulder and he got the star at the top of his head. He's telling you this is how you are going to, oh shit. I'm spilling shit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so crazy. But anyways, the Chariot is just telling you, now that you got your masculine and feminine principles in alignment, now you can take the appropriate action. And then after the Chariot is about outward strength, right? It's about outward strength. Next, you get the Strength card. The Strength is about inward strength. Okay? So it's telling you now that you have mastered your masculine and feminine principle in the physical reality, now you need to master it internally. So now you need to be kind to yourself. You need to be treating yourself well. On the card, she's opening up the mouth of a lion. Do you know how fucking confident you have to be opening up the mouth of a fucking lion? You got to trust yourself a lot that this motherfucker ain't gonna bite you. Right? So what the Strength card is telling you is that now that you know how to direct your will in the physical reality, you also need to learn how to nurture your mind. You need to, it's the card that's associated with your solar plexus. You need to learn how to be kind to yourself. You need to learn how to treat yourself well. Okay? After the Strength card, you get the Hermit card. Okay? The Hermit card is saying, now that you know what your values are, you're making the appropriate choices, right? You're setting healthy boundaries. You know how to bring your masculine and feminine into alignment so that you can build the life that you actually want, and you're being kind to yourself. Who do you actually want to be on a soul level? You got the Hermit standing at the top of a mountain, and he's looking down with a light on everything, right? So he can see the good, the bad, the ugly. He can see all of it. And he's saying, now that you can see what we're dealing with, who do you want to be? So the Hermit card is about soul searching. It's about looking inside of yourself and deciding who you want to be, how you want to show up, what's important to you, right? And making sure that you still getting closer to that goal. And then after the Hermit, after you figure out who you are, you get the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is telling you that, yeah, even now that you know who you are on a soul level, you still can't control what the fuck happened to you, right? Life is going to have its cycles. You get a Sphinx at the top, the devil at the bottom, and then you get a snake. The snake is wisdom. Snake is always wisdom, okay? So what it's telling you is life's going to have its cycles. It's going to have its ups and downs. You know? Everything is basically happening by chance. So you have to learn how to surrender to the wave. Because everything is not going to go the way that you want it to go. So you have to be prepared for things to happen unexpectedly. You know? Hold on, y'all. I'm going to pull out the card so I can show y'all. Even though I did an episode on this, I still want to. I'm so happy, y'all. Cleo Soul is going to be in LA. April 4th, and I'm gonna have to go see my good sis, because why wouldn't I? Okay, anyways, so next you get the Wheel of Fortune, and it's just telling you your mindset matters, right? Because good things are gonna happen, bad things are gonna happen. It just matters how you handle it from a mental standpoint, right? It's telling you to learn how to surrender and ride the wave, because you can't really control what happens, but what you do with your mind while that shit is happening is really important, because that's gonna determine what direction you are moving, right? Then you get the Justice card. You got the King, who back in the day, the King used to be the person that went and served justice. You go before the King, and the King decides whether or not he's gonna take your head off your motherfucking shoulders, right? So you got the King, who has a sword pointing up to the sky, and then he has the balanced scales. He has the balanced scales on the other hand, right? So that sword pointing up to the sky is now that you know how to oh shit, hold on, what came before this? Now that you understand that life has its cycles, you need to make sure you're making the appropriate choices, right? Because this sword is air energy, which is your mind, right? Now you need to make the right choices, and they need to be in balance, with who you actually say that you are. Because if they not, you get what you give. So this is the card that's telling you justice will be served. There is a cause and effect. So choose wisely. And then you get the hangman, right? If you look at him, he's on a branch. He got one foot tied up and he got the sun behind his head. The only time you really see that sun behind your head is with Jesus. It represents enlightenment. So what he did is he turned himself upside down. So this card is telling you maybe you could benefit from a different perspective in life. He's not standing right side up. He's turning upside down and now he's enlightened. So it's telling you you could benefit from taking a pause and getting another perspective in life, opening your mind. This is the card of the third eye. Well, the third eye is learning how to trust your intuition, but also learning how to make conscious decisions. Okay, then you got Neptune. Neptune is the planet of illusion. Neptune is telling you that you need to look into your subconscious belief system and figure out what's actually you and what's everybody else. Right? You need to figure out what's conditioning from society and what you actually believe in. So you could benefit from taking a sacred pause, sitting in stillness and figuring out who it is that you actually are. And then you get the death card. When you look at the death card, you see there's a man underneath the horse. He's half dead. And then you see that there's a child in front of them. This is the Empress and she's in distress. And then that's the Hierophant. Okay, so you get the angel of death on the horse. You got somebody who's half dead. And this is talking about an ego death. Hey, Patrice. Hey, Jeff. This is talking about an ego death. And the ego never really dies. It's just talking about how you come to this point in your spiritual journey where you need to release the past for this new version of yourself. You need to let go of the old for the new, right? And while you're doing that, things that can benefit you is you getting back in a childlike spirit. You having fun again. And then the Empress teaches you how to enjoy this physical reality, does she not? So this is telling you your Empress is distraught. You need to start having fun again. You need to figure out what you value and prioritize your life around that. And then you got the Hierophant, who again is a symbol for values. So this is telling you like, yeah, you might be going through some intense emotional turmoil right now because your heart space needs to be looked at, right? Because this is the card that's associated with your heart. But not only that, it's Pluto and Scorpio. Scorpio is the most emotionally intense energy that we have. It's deep off into the emotional end. But it's about letting go of the old for the new. And then you get the Temperance card, which is like, now you got your wings. Now you're in a state of balance. Now that you know what your extremes are, you can actually choose peace. There's one foot in the water and there's one foot on the ground. That's emotional stability. Okay? So that's what the Temperance is about. It's about you seeking peace in your life. And then after you get to this point where you get to a peace, now you're going to be tested, right? Because when you're on your spiritual journey, you're going up a spiral staircase, which means you eventually got to come back to the point where you stopped at. Okay, this point where you started at in order for you to get to the next level. And that enters in the Devil card. The Devil card isn't a bad card. It's the same card as the Lovers. It's about choices, right? It's telling you that you might be succumbing to your lower self, your ego. You might be doing what you want to do opposed to what you actually want to do. You giving in to the temptations of the flesh, right? You living out of your lower self. And it's telling you at any time you can take them chains from around your neck. You are not in a state of bondage. This is self-imposed. That's why you see Saturn and you see Capricorn on this card. Because Saturn is the planet about freedom and liberation, right? The masculine side of Saturn is Aquarius. Aquarius is about liberation in this physical environment. Hey, Seth. Hey, Soul Star. Aquarius is about liberation in this physical environment, but Capricorn is about internal liberation. Capricorn is the energy of I can't do this because it's not practical. I can't do this because this is not the path and journey that's been set out for me. I can't do this because they said I can't do this. Capricorn is about releasing yourself from self-imposed limitations in order for you to get to abundance. So that means that you got to release yourself from temptation, from your lower self, from your ego. And if you can't release yourself from your ego, then you get the Tower moment. Okay? The Tower is about all of those voices that have built up to this point, that divine masculine, that divine feminine, everything is coming up to the top, you know? And it's like, I thought I found balance. I thought I understood this. Now I'm giving back into temptation, because you got to go, healing is going forward and backwards. It's not a light switch. You go forward, you go backwards. You go forward, you go backwards. You going up that spiral staircase, you might come a little bit back down. Then you go up again, then you come back down until you can beat that barrier and continue to move up. Right? So the Tower moment is like, everything that you built up until this point has been on a foundation that's not sturdy enough. Now we got to knock all this shit down. So yesterday when I came on live, I was talking about how important it is for you to, hey, Bell Goddess, how important it is for you to be willing to knock all that shit down. Because if it's not built on a steady foundation, it's not going to work. So you see in this tower moment that this is divine masculine and a divine feminine falling from the tower. Falling from the top back down to the bottom, but it's not a bad thing. The crown is here. This is to get you in a closer connection with yourself, right? And then you get the star card. Whew, glad that's over. This is faith restored. This is rejuvenation. This is healing. Now you can actually start doing the healing work because you're not faking no more. You're not pretending no more. Now you actually want to build it on the foundation that you want to build it on. Now you watering yourself. Okay, this is Uranus, this is Aquarius. Aquarius is about embracing your own individuality. Aquarius is very much so that odd duck of the group. They pride themselves on being the individual. They don't want to do it your way. They want to do it their own way. Okay, so that's what this card is about. And then you get the moon card. You see that the sun and the moon is in the same thing. That's an illusion, an optical illusion. Okay, you get this path and you got a good looking dog, a bad looking dog, because that dog look a little rabbit. And you got a lobster coming up a trail where you can't even really see where the trail ends because it goes right between these two pillars off into the mountains. Well, this card is telling you that there's still some illusions that you have not broken through. You need to go back and look at your belief system again and make sure that you truly align with your highest self. And you might lose the path. And that's okay for you to lose the path. You probably don't know what you want right now. That's fine for you to do that. You just need to trust your intuition while you're making them choices and take it one step at a time. Trust in yourself, trust in your own ability. Let your intuition come to the top and illuminate the path for you. So it's about trusting yourself, but it's also about stepping out into the unknown because you don't know where that path is going. So it's about you stepping out into the unknown, knowing that there are illusions ahead, knowing you're going to have to trust your own intuition and your discernment, but still taking the path anyway. That's what everybody is afraid of. And then you get the sun card. See, there is light at the end of the tunnel. This is the card of success. It's telling you now you can step into your authenticity. You can shine your light. You can contribute what you came here to contribute. Because you stepped out into the unknown and you did what nobody else could. Now you can actually direct your will. You know? That's what the sun is about. Then you get the judgment. Now every single choice that you make needs to be aligned with your life's purpose. Because when you step in your authenticity, now you know who you are. So every choice that you make is associated with who you are. Now you can step into your life's purpose. Okay? Which again is your crown. Now you being woken. Now you can hear the call because now you paying attention. And then the last card is the world card. These is the 4 cardinal points. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Everything in life is around those 4 cardinal points. North, south, east, and west. She's in the middle in a reef with purple, something purple around her, which is the highest expression of light in this environment, and 2 wands in her hand. Everything that you want is already done. Now you're in perfect balance. Now you're the magician and the high priestess. Now you're back at the state of wholeness. Because you came in whole, but you came into the realm of separation. You have to separate from yourself and to move back towards wholeness. That's what the hero's journey is about. The masculine and feminine being separate. And in the masculine, mastering the mind so that you can direct your will. Going back down into the underworld to get the feminine, which is compassion and understanding, empathy, forgiveness, and bringing her back to the top. So when I was talking to my mentees today, I was talking about how important it is for you to learn that you're going to have to show people. You're going to have to show people something different, which means you're going to have to be different. You're going to have to communicate different if you want people to communicate with you different. You're going to have to show up different if you want people to show up. You're going to have to hold yourself accountable in real time. You're going to have to stop taking stuff personal and remove yourself from your emotions because you are not your emotions and you are also not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just ideas. They're options that are coming through. Your emotions are telling you how to process those ideas. It's telling you whether that idea is a yes or a no. And then you take the appropriate action. That's the Holy Trinity. That's how you design the mind, body, and soul. The thoughts, the emotions, and the actions have to be in alignment with each other. So you have to be using your technology properly. Your masculine principle is only knowledge that's coming through. Your feminine principle helps you to figure out what to do with that knowledge. So you got to separate yourself from your emotions, because emotions are water. You can get lost in the intensity. It could be a wave that comes up and sweep you under. You got to learn how to swim better. Realize that you are not your emotions, and your emotions only mean I like this or I don't like this. That's it. But when it comes to your thoughts, you also don't want to be overwhelmed by them either, because thoughts are just options. So your thoughts are meant to help you to focus in whatever direction it is that you move in. They're ideas. So if it's not aligned with you, it's not aligned with you. Say no to it. Nurture your mind. Hey, Ebony, I'm glad you caught me, baby. You know, but we have to understand that if we want better, we have to be the example, because it's not that people want to stay in those patterns, is that they have not seen different. I was talking to my brother in the car one day, and I was telling him my friend was going through something. He like, you need to hold her accountable. You know, do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, well, I feel like she in a state of crisis. I'm not going to do that right now, because I don't believe in kicking people when they down. I have compassion for where she is. I have sympathy for her situation, because I've been there, you know? And I was telling him that, well, when it was me, you did X, Y, and Z. And I just flat out told him, well, I was wrong. I apologize that I did that. I'm not who I am now. And if I was who I am right now, I would have never did that to you. So I'm sorry that I hurt you, because that was not my intention. I didn't know no better back then, but I know better now. So I'm going to handle it differently. That conversation went way different than any of our other conversations, because he felt heard. He stayed a little bit in that energy of rah, rah, you know, yeah, because because he used to us arguing. And I just kept on redirecting. Well, yeah, you know, I was wrong, and I'll let you hold me accountable. That was shitty of me to do that to you. And you was in a state of crisis, and I should have never did that to you. And I'll never do that again. You have to be the example. You have to show them in the way that you show up. You don't heal people and fix people by trying to heal and fix them. You become the example. You show them through your actions. But that means you can't not be sensitive, because your emotions are what guide you. If you're trying to get away from your emotions, you're never going to hear the guidance. And if you're seeing your emotions as a problem, you're never going to hear the guidance. So what I was just telling to one of my mentees is that you have to learn how to love yourself. Hear the guidance. So what I was just telling to one of my mentees is that you have to learn how to love yourself, because your higher self created you perfect for this. But if you hate yourself, then you hate what created you. So it's important that you really, really learn what you love about yourself, and you stop and you say what that thing is. I love the way that my mind rationalizes things and how I express that to other people. I love when I'm able to reach people. I love that I'm able to touch people. I love that I have compassion for people when I'm talking to them. I love that I hear what other people don't hear. I love that I see people and I seek to understand people. I love that I listen more than I talk. I love all these things about me, and those are the things that make me confident in myself, and those are the things that I bring to the top. I love that when I'm exuberant, the whole room is exuberant. Everybody's having a good time when I'm having a good time. And I love that if there's any type of tension or conflict, I can go dead that shit real quick, because people value what I have to say. Figure out what you love about yourself, because your higher self made you out of the aspects of itself that it loves, and it made you perfect. But if you don't see yourself as perfect and you hate yourself, you're never going to listen to the guidance that's coming from the version of you that loves you, because you don't love you. So why would you listen to that guidance? It goes against everything that you appreciate, because you don't appreciate yourself. So first you got to love yourself, but you also got to see the beauty in your experiences. Because like I told my mentee, and like I said yesterday, if I seen one of my exes on the side of the road on fire, I wouldn't piss on them. However, had I not had those experiences with those people, I would have never knew that I didn't feel adequate, that I felt worthless, that I didn't love myself, that I wasn't choosing myself. And I would have never been where I am right now, because all of that shit led me to my spiritual awakening. I was in so much pain, I had no other choice but to change. But if I had not been through that, I would have never had the perspective. I would never understand people at the level that I understand people. I'd never be able to express myself in the way that I express myself to y'all, to help us to keep growing and evolving. I would have never stepped into myself, because back then I hated being a know-it-all, because everybody used it as a weapon against me. I hated being sensitive. You feel too much, you care too much. But now that I love myself, I appreciate those things about myself. And I realize that I'm not the problem, those people are. And I've separated myself from, one, my emotions, because I'm not my emotions. There's not an identity characteristic. It is telling me, it's giving me guidance, it's giving me information. All of the information comes through emotions. So being an emotional person is a gift. Why? Because you may not have had their shared experience, but you damn sure have felt it. You felt what they felt. It's information, processed information. And it gives you insight and intuition into who that person is and what that person needs to hear. Why? Because you've been through it. On an emotional level, you know what they need to hear because you've been there. It's wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Then you separate yourself from your thoughts because you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just options. You are trying to decide what aligns with you and what doesn't. So you need to, the thoughts that align with you, let them sink in. But the ones that don't, say no to them. Set a boundary with yourself. I literally just had, and maybe we'll do this, but I basically have this dinner party exercise for my mentees where I have them invite their shadow selves to a dinner party. And some of the shadow selves will be like, if it's an overthinker, so if you're an overthinker, I would have you name that part of yourself. So, Pinky in the brain, I don't know. If you're stuck in victimhood, Miss Woe is me. If you are constantly being negative, negative Nancy. And I name all those shadow selves, the parts of myself that are causing the issues. And I know what falls underneath that category. So every time it comes up, I know exactly who's talking. And then I can nurture myself. I can address myself because those shadows, that shadow parts of yourself, the parts that you have rejected are not bad parts. They're just the parts that you don't love enough. So you need to pour back in. You know what? That was really good. For when I'd had to depend on other people. But right now, I'm in a point in my life where I don't have to depend on anybody. I can depend on myself. And I got this. So yes, that was beneficial to me when I was out of control. But right now, I'm in control. And I don't need that right now. I know that stepping out into the unknown is uncomfortable. But I got us, and you can trust me. Nurturing your mind. But first, you got to identify them voices. So I have them doing this exercise where they figure out what parts of themselves they have that are their shadow self. They give it a name so they know who they're talking to. And then I ask them questions like, what don't you like about this part? How has this part hurt you? How has this part hurt others? How has it helped you? How has it helped others? Why do you need this part? Why do you love this part? So that you can see the beauty in your shadow again, but also nurture your mind in the process. Because when you start to get into your gifts, which is something I work in mentorship. When you start to get into your gifts, you need to be able to figure out what voice is what. And a lot of your shadow self is your lower self. That's your ego. But first, you got to separate yourself from your thoughts and your emotions so that you can hear that you are not that voice. You know what I'm saying? What advice do you have for people with many shadows? This is the advice. Label it. Figure out what you like about it, how it has helped you. Find a way to love and embrace it and integrate it back into yourself. But also, when it's coming up, you need to address it. Sometimes I got to check negative Nancy. Hold up, ho. We ain't doing that. I'm excited about this. Don't come over here with that negativity. Yes, that was helpful before, but let's use your doubt for something else. Maybe we need to get curious about this and we need to learn some more. Maybe we need to find some more evidence to convince you. But I got this. But if I got to find some more evidence to convince you, fine. Let me cook for a minute. Don't say nothing. Watch me cook and I'll show you. That's what you do. You nurture yourself. Do it all, Dante. Wait. That's how my best friend spell his name. Are you my best friend? Ellington? Anyways. But that's what you do. You got to identify the voices. You got to learn how to master your mind. You got to learn how to regulate your emotions because that's important. And all that comes through. No, that's one of my shadow selves. Oh, okay. Do it all, Dante. Okay. That's funny how you spelled that though. Like I ain't never seen nobody ever spell Dante that way besides my best friend. Maybe I need to hit him up, see what he doing. But anyway, yes, You need to label those parts of yourself and speak life back into those parts of yourself because they have been rejected by you. And there's what happens when you are not being listened to. You scream louder and you scream louder and you riot, right? Those parts of yourself are rioting because you are ignoring them. Don't ignore them, acknowledge them. But tell them to chill the fuck out real quick. I got this. And I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference. So what I wanted to get on here and say is that the feminine is important. But in order for you to get to the feminine, you got to go back and fight your demons. You got to do shadow work. You got to look at who you been and how you showed up in certain situations. Did you like that or did you not like that? The things you didn't like, change. The things you did like, bring those to the top. Appreciate those parts. Right? Look at your relationships. What did you like about those people? What didn't you like about those people? What are the things that you like or the things you need in relationships? That's what you need to be looking for. But the things you don't like are the things that you need boundaries in place. And I would write a script. When this happens, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. And depending on how they react, I'm going to decide yes or no. Because everything is an option. And you're deciding yes or no. Your emotions are going to tell you yes or no. Right? I'm hopped up on coffee, y'all. So once you figure out relationship-wise and what you need in relationships, you need to move accordingly. Every time one of those deal breakers come up, you need to set your boundary and move away from it. But every time what you need in those relationships come up, that's where you move towards. Make conscious decisions, right? That's that lover's card. Now you know what your values are. Make sure you set healthy boundaries. You know, make sure, yep, the non-negotiables. Exactly. You need to figure out what those are. I think what the problem is so many of us are shooting around in the dark and we're waiting for it to show up for us to define it. No, you need to do that preemptively. You need to be sure. That's how you be sure about yourself, is you do it beforehand. Look at those relationships. Set those boundaries before they even happen. The boundaries that you didn't set in your previous relationships, take that with you. That's all wisdom. The shit that happened with you and that person, it don't matter. You don't need to understand the why. The why does not matter. Why did they do me like this? I would have never did that. You don't need to understand why. You need to understand what. What did they do? Well, they did this. Okay, the next time I see that, I'm going to do this. The why don't fucking matter. Because the why is what keeps you stuck on the hamster wheel. Fuck the why. What did they do? How were they able to do it? Because then that's what gets you to the next step. So many of us are focused on the why. So many of us are on the hamster wheel. My cat's in heat and she just gonna be annoying to the end of time. And we beefing because yesterday I felt her little feet step on my back. And I thought, oh, she's just, hanging out. And then she moved towards my legs and then I felt wetness. And this heifer hoe peed on me. She peed on me. I was so mad I could have, woo! I'm telling you, she's lucky I'm a different person because the old me would have crashed out. But anywho, if y'all hear her screaming, she wants some pen and I ain't got it for her. When I say right time, right place, thank you. Yes, right time, right place, right people. I needed to hear this. I felt like I kept hearing negativity and couldn't understand why. Sometimes, you know what Spirit told me? Negative energy isn't bad. You're negative and positive. Negative energy isn't bad. You need to stop worrying about having attachments or demons or stuff like that because those things can only attach to the parts of yourself you don't love. Those things can only attach to the parts of yourself you have not addressed. So they're not telling you anything different. They amplifying what you have not dealt with, what you already telling yourself. So if you're nurturing your mind around it, it's kind of like you have both things inside of you. Whichever one you pay attention to is the experience you're going to have. So when them thoughts come up, oh no, hell no, that I don't align with that. Actually, that's a good option for somebody, but that's not the option for me. I actually want this. And you got to redirect your mind to what you do want because the universe gives you abundance and whatever you focus on. If you focusing on the negative and what you don't want, you're going to get an abundance of that. But if you focusing on the positive and what you do want, you're going to get an abundance of that. Positive emotions depolarize negative emotions. That's a fact. Look up the emotional vibrational scale. I've showed y'all that multitude of different times. If you in your dream state and some negative entity is trying to attack you, send it pure love. Why? Because it depolarizes them. And they have to be 95% negative to get to the next level. If you depolarize them, you're taking them away from their goal. Love for others and love for yourself is the most important thing that you could have in this life. And that's why you're constantly being conditioned against loving. Because when you do have, you could have in this life. And that's why you're constantly being conditioned against loving. Because when you do have this pure love energy, nothing can touch you. I've had attachments and I've literally begged my guys, please tell me what to do. A screen popped up on my head. Say all the things that you love about yourself. Say that you love yourself. I kept doing it. The shit started screaming. It was screaming. These entities that choose the path of service to self ain't no love. So they shut it off. They don't see it as useful. When you start sending to them, they in pain about it. Imagine how much pain and suffering you would have to be in for love to hurt you. Love probably already hurt you. And now it's just re-triggering something. That's the way I look at it. That's why I can send love to negative energy. I've been where you been. Not a good place to be. And you in an everyday state with that shit. I hate that for you. I needed to hear this. Okay. What part of me was showing up that made them think that was okay? The part of you that don't love yourself. Really, you can't control what somebody else does. You really can't. But y'all connected for a reason. That was meant to teach you a lesson. And maybe it's not the part of you that showed up that's the problem. It's the part of you that stayed is the problem. Not only that, if you the type of person that somebody come into your life, they do you wrong and you move on, you did right. But if you stay, that's the problem. I stayed. So I had no other choice in multiple situations. I got a thick ass motherfucking head. I had to bump it over and over and over and over and over again. It required me to forgive myself. Some of us, what we do instead is just stay in a state of self-blame. All the signs were there. I didn't trust my intuition. Oh my gosh. And you stay in a state of victimhood that don't get you nowhere. That's you choosing pain and suffering. Pain and suffering is not a bad thing. It's an indicator. It's actually a catalyst to change. It's telling you, you need to change this. Forgive yourself. Okay, you made a mistake. You made the wrong choice. So fucking what? Do something differently. Because you can't go back and change that. The only thing you can do is do something differently. So do it. Get up. You know? And keep a calm demeanor going forward. You don't got to be calm, baby. You are all the emotions. I think when we try to force ourselves into emotion that does not come natural to us, that becomes a problem. If you're angry, it is okay to be angry. Your emotion is valid. Your emotional reaction is not valid. It's okay to be angry, but don't take that anger out on other people. Deal with that anger. Sit with that anger. Because anger is the part of you that tells you that person had you fucked up. And sometimes you need that anger to do something about it. Sometimes you need to do it wrong before you get it right. I can't tell you how many times I seemed like a psycho in a conversation. Because I came at them at that. I was trying to be cool and calm and you know, all of that. And so I came with them in love. And then they said something that triggered me. And then I was like, rawr. And then I was like, okay, back to love. That's not how you work, baby. That's not how you work. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to be sad. It is okay. But you need boundaries with yourself. Me, something traumatic happened to me. I got 3 days. In those 3 days, if I want to take wine to the face and sit on my bathroom floor and not shower and watch movies and eat a tub of ice cream, that's the fuck I'm going to do. Why? Because that's what I think I need in that moment. But on that 3rd day, I'm going to get the fuck up. I'm going to shower. I'm going to comb my hair. I'm going to pluck my eyebrows and I'm going to get back to it. In those 3 days, I'm going to try to figure out how to process it. So maybe I'm walking around my house. Maybe I'm yelling and I'm screaming. Maybe I'm going back and forth. But I'm getting that energy off of me. And on that last day, I'm focusing on rebalancing myself. I'm sitting in meditation. What can you do differently? The crisis, you get out the crisis faster when you figure out what it's trying to teach you. Not why it happened. What it's trying to teach you. Then you can reflect on what happened, right? To figure out what strategy and what boundary you need. And then you get a stage of relief. But you got to get to the lesson faster. And you don't have to be calm doing it. Okay? Essentially, some of what you see in other people in relationships is a reflection of yourself. It is. Absolutely. It is. Sorry, I done missed so many of y'all comments. I'm trying to go back up. Hey, Kingdom No Hearts. Oh, negative energy, you say. Another anime in that subject, Jutsu Kaisen. I probably said that all motherfucking wrong. But I actually seen that the other day, that name. What about somewhere everything is always positive? Nothing is always positive. You are positive and negative. Toxic positivity is the fucking problem. I literally just did a general life reading was for somebody the other day. And she's like, yeah, but I keep trying to be positive. Why are you trying to be positive? If you don't feel good, it's okay to not feel good. But if you don't acknowledge that you don't feel good, you're never going to do anything to make yourself feel better. Instead, you're moving through life ignoring something that very much so needs your attention. So if you don't feel good, it's okay to say, you know what, I don't feel good. What do I need today? Maybe I just need to rest. Maybe I need to meditate. Maybe I need to journal. Maybe I need to do nothing. Maybe I need to unplug. But if you're too busy trying to be positive, then you never get to the solution. How do you separate intuition from fear or caution? Intuition is truth. There is no fear in truth. You talking about doubt. You talking about skepticism. Skepticism is just an energy. Doubt is just an energy, right? And the mistrust of people that comes under skepticism, the mistrust of yourself. That energy is actually not meant to be used against you and other people. Because when you use it against yourself, it gives you anxiety and it amps up your internal critique. You start telling yourself apart and now you can't trust in your own abilities. But when you use it against other people, it makes you paranoid and distrusting of other people. Skepticism is a beautiful energy, but we're all using it out of the shadow side and we need to bring it back to the positive side. The positive side of skepticism is your ability to sense the logical inconsistencies and gaps in information. You don't understand something. So skepticism is supposed to spark your curiosity for you to find evidence to prove what you are being told. So skepticism is supposed to make you ask questions. And when you ask those questions that nobody else is thinking of, you awaken the rationale and the skepticism in other people. And now people can actually value your skepticism. But skepticism on the negative side can very easily turn into pessimism. No, I don't believe this. No, I don't trust that. No, I don't this, you know? But there's also something that needs to be said for the fear part of it. You said the fear and the caution. The fear part of you is the part of you that don't know enough. Fear is dissipated with more knowledge. Because when you have more knowledge, you can come up with a strategy. But if you don't know nothing, you stay in a state of fear because you don't know how to handle it. I told you I got spiritually attacked. And instead of running away and going back in my spiritual practices, I moved towards. And I said, oh, I need to learn about the spiritual side because you'll never be able to tap my ass again, bitch. We gonna rumble. So instead of being scared, actually, I was scared. I did it scared anyways. I was terrified. I was looking for answers everywhere. I was reading every book I could touch, watching all the spiritual movies, going to different psychics. I was scared, but I still moved towards the thing because I'd be fucking damn if you beat my ass on any realm. You gonna have to take me for real because I ain't giving in. So even when you're scared, you got to do the thing. But when you're scared, what Spirit told me to do is call on the energy of courage. Because courage depolarizes fear. But also learn more because enlightenment is the highest light frequency. So when you change your perspective, you depolarize everything, every emotion below that. So learn more. When you're scared, you just need to learn more. Caution keeps you protected, but caution and fear go hand in hand. Some of y'all are not cautious, y'all are afraid. Learn more. Simple solution. It changes everything. Why? Because when you learn about the thing, you know how to handle the thing. But until you learn about the thing, you don't know how to handle the thing. So you stay in a state of fear because you don't know what actions to take. Fear destabilizes you. Do it scared. Try to figure it out. Clock it, period. Hey, Rhea. I haven't seen you in a minute, boo. Hey, I feel like I say that every time I see your name. Hey, Victoria. Earth is our school. Learn the lessons, move forward, period. And how you learn your lessons is make sure your thoughts align with your emotions, which align with your actions. The information that you are receiving is just information. It's just an option. You don't have to accept it as truth. It's just an option. You apply your emotions, which is your intuition, to figure out how you feel about what it is you're receiving through your 5 physical senses. And you take action based on how you feel about it. If you feel good about it, that's a yes, move towards it. If you feel bad about it, that's a no, set a boundary, move away from it. Simple. But it's not simple because emotions are intense. But that's why you got to separate yourself. You are not your emotions. Your emotions only telling you something. If you have a negative experience, that's a no. Confusion is a part of that negative experience. If you have a positive experience, that's a yes. Yes means move towards, no means move away. And when you can balance that, when you can master that, everything changes. Now you're actually in control instead of having the illusion of control. I stayed too, friend, over and over again. He did things that got him in jail again and again. I wish he would have did some things that got him in jail. But yes, I did too, friend. And it led me to here. And I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful that I did. Was it painful? Yes. Was it humiliating? Yes. Was it embarrassing? Yes. Was I mad? Yes. I could have scorched the earth. Ain't no wrath like a woman scorned. I had enough wrath for all of us. But I did it because I held myself accountable. I made better decisions. I set boundaries. I took some time to myself. I healed myself, and look at me now. He was in my DM last week. Actually, all of my exes in the last 2-3 months have reared their ugly head. What are you doing here, Savannah? Go back to where you came from. You know? Hello, how you doing? I do have questions. Is Mary Lady psychic? Is she still doing readings? Mary Lady. Oh, you've been here for a minute, girl. She is psychic. She works for the government, though. I don't know if she's still doing readings, but I'm a psychic, my love. So if you want a reading, I'm doing to the end of this month. I have general life readings. You can go on my YouTube too. I posted some of them readings, but I have general life readings for $100 to the end of the month. The code that you need to use is LIFE25. But I also do mediumship readings connecting to your loved ones. But in a general reading, if you're trying to figure out what to do in your life right now, I can tell you what's standing in your way. I'm connecting with your higher self. If there's any spirits around you, meaning grandma, granddad, some of them are very chatty and they'll come through. That's there. But that was before I stepped into my mediumship that I was sending y'all to Mary. But I think Mary got a little overwhelmed because she reached out to me and was just like, hey, I'm getting a lot of people who are reaching out to me. And they're Black people. And she's Latino. So she's like, I don't know where all these people are coming from. And I sent them her way because back then I wasn't confident in my gifts. But that was like 2-3 years ago. But yeah, now I'm teaching people how to use their gifts, period. Talk about growth and expansion. He has so much potential for great things. I think being a part of something so new and different. Yeah, but we're not basing nothing off of potential. Because that's potential you see, it's not potential he see. Because if it was potential he see, he would be that person. But he's not. And hope is the annihilation of joy. Hoping that it's going to get better, trying to wait out for it to get better. You deprioritize your needs right now in this moment for something that might not ever come. Because you see the potential, they don't see it. No? And that's the hard truth. Take people for face value. If you see the potential, that's great. But that's not who they are, though. That is an illusion. It's a beauty to be able to see the potential in other people and also yourself. But you cannot help them be a version of themselves that they cannot see for themselves, because they got to do the work. You can't do the work for them. Y'all see my cup? Low-key thriving, period. Feel, process, and release. Yes, gave myself a week. If that's what you need, baby, take that week. And I say do all of the things. Do all of the things. Watch the romance movies, boo-hoo, cry, journal, rage, burn every single thing that reminds you of them. Move to a different city if you got. That's what I did. I moved to a different city. That's fucked up, but I did, because I ain't want to see it. I got to do what the fuck I got to do. I don't want to keep rolling around this bitch and I keep looking around and you everywhere. Nah, I need a second. Left for 3 years, came back. Gee, that was me when I lost my job. I gave myself a week to just live it up. Yes, exactly. Because it's redirection. You wasn't supposed to be there. If you were supposed to be there, you'd be there. You know what I'm saying? It's redirection. Yep, and a mistake. A mistake is just a misstep, a mistake. You came here to make mistakes, though. You didn't come here to be perfect. If you was perfect, if you wanted to be perfect, you would have stayed with God. You came here to see yourself in your most authentic form. Which means you got to allow yourself to be imperfect and see the beauty in those imperfections. The only problem is when your dysfunction affects somebody else. When it affects somebody else, you got to hold yourself accountable. That's how you mitigate the law of cause and effect. Hermetic principle, or what we like to call karma. Hold yourself accountable. Be just and fair. But if you can't be just and fair, then that shit gonna come back and bite you in the fucking ass. But that's that justice card is about. What you give, you get. Be just and fair. So if you make the scales unbalanced, you need to rebalance some bitches. Hold yourself accountable. You know? The 6th and 7th day, I tightened up and applied and fasted, period. Do what you got to do. Whatever your method is. And your method ain't going to look like mine, and my method ain't going to look like yours. Whatever you got to do. Just don't do nothing that's going to land you in jail. You know? The work that you got to do is in-house. It has nothing to do with nothing external of you. So don't go fuck up that car. Don't go hex no people. Okay? The work is internal. There's something you are missing. There's something you're not seeing about yourself. And he's just illuminating it to you. Or she's just illuminating it to you. My partner is always positive and makes it difficult for me to be in my feelings. Be who you are, regardless of who that person is. And if they tell you, no, you should be positive, that's not healthy. The truth of the matter is that I'm not positive all the time. So right now, this is the version I have to be in sickness or in health, or get the fuck on. It's not realistic to be positive all the time. That is avoidance. That is distraction. You never deal with your problems if you're positive all the time, because you're not designed to be positive all the time. You're designed to go through cycles. You go through the ups and the downs. How you handle them, yes. I'm not saying stay in victimhood, because if you're in victimhood, you also can't be negative all the time either. You need balance. Hi, Pookie. Hi, Pookie. I'm working, honey. You're welcome. Yes, skepticism it is. Skepticism on the negative side is cynicism, period. Yeah. I have fear, but I still indulge, LOL. It's a nice adrenaline rush. Yes, I used to actually be scared, terrified of roller coasters, y'all. And my brother would be on the side calling me all kind of names, like all of the names. And I would just get on the roller coaster just to prove him wrong. And I would be terrified the whole time about to fucking piss my pants. But I would do it anyways, just to build character. Just to build character. So do it scared. Still do it. Yeah, once I started doing for me and realized he was the blockage to my abundance and learned We have karma. Yeah, you can't do the work for nobody else, and you can't take them with you. So you have to really be in the energy of the observer. You are not trying to fix, you are observing what is happening and moving accordingly. And everything in life is best enjoyed with a sense of detachment, meaning that you don't get everything for forever. They sold us a dream when they told us everything was forever. What, Pookie? They sold us a dream when they said that nothing is forever. This is a temporary experience. Everything in this experience is temporary. So enjoy it while you have it, but let it go when it's time to let it go, because if you don't, that is when pain and suffering comes to visit you. Because pain and suffering is saying, ooh, bitch, now I done said, let this go. You don't want to let this go? Okay, I'm going to just sit here with you until you're ready. And it's going to sip its tea. And it's going to keep bringing you pain. And it's going to keep making you suffer until you decide to do something differently. I just want a real reading. What you mean? You trying to get it? So I got human design readings, which is an energy reading, but it is with your date of birth, time of birth, location of birth. And I have general readings and mediumship readings, which are me reading raw for you, like me picking up on your energy and telling you what you need to know. But if you're trying to connect with a past loved one, that would be mediumship. But if you're trying to figure out some things in your life and what decisions to make and what is for you, that is a general life. So whichever ones. But I only have 6 general lives. Well, really, I think I got 4 left. But I only have 4 general lives that are discounted to the end of the month. And they're $100. So they'll be discounted to the 31st. And I have a couple people who've already booked. So I only have 6 of those available. The discount is Life25. My website is bigtaj.com. Big Taj with 2 J's. Thank you so much. I'll be booking my general reading. Okay, cool. I can't wait to do it for you, love. Started gardening, which has opened up a lot specifically for me and my journey. I'm loving it. Oh, good. Are you talking about gardening with soil or gardening with trees? What type of gardening are we talking about? Are we talking about literal gardening or hypothetical gardening? Mistakes are lessons. Yeah, they are. That's real. Oh, with soil. Okay. I'm with you, sis. I actually need to go put my garden up outside. I have it. The whole thing is set up. I have the soil. I have the seeds. I have everything except for the willpower. And I've had it for a whole year, and I still, it done came in, summer done came in with, and I still got it out there. I need to get my ass out there. I said I was going to do it this weekend, and bitch didn't do nothing. I actually spent my whole weekend meditating, which was great. It was really great. I had some great steps in energy work. Your cat talks about they pass too, LOL, lesson learned. Yeah. The longer you hold on, the more pain comes. Letting go is necessary. Yes, absolutely. It is. I do both, but yeah, I've been sober this whole year, y'all. Y'all would be proud of me if y'all knew I was Chief Keith's little cousin. But I have been sober this whole year, and this weekend I was going to garden, and I said, you know what? No, you're not doing that. What are you running from? What are you running from, girl? And I just sat with myself and I meditated the whole week, and I just was like, you know what? You can do this. But I'm trying to have I'm trying to have a year of clarity and focus, because I'm coming into my 33 year in May. 33 is when you get your wings. That's when your gifts really kick in. Jesus died at 33. The 33 vertebrae, Jacob's ladder, all the things. That's when that Kundalini energy goes where it needs to go. And so I ain't trying to disrupt sis. I'm trying to let her climb her ladder and get up out of her way with my bullshit. You know, and I don't know if you know this, but based on what your date of birth is, tarot, there are tarot cards that are associated with your date of birth. Me, I am a Taurus, baby, yes. Me, I am Lovers and the Devil card, which go together. They're about choices. So I often overindulge, which is the shadow side, the devil's card, right? I can fall into the temptations of my lower ego. I can want to live, and I want to do what I want to do over what I should do. And then the Lover's card is about making the appropriate choices now that you know what your values are. You know, so I'm trying to be in the Lover's energy instead of being in the other side. So, what would be? Let me find out for you, baby. Let me tell you. Do 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 do. All right, you said October 3rd. So you get the Wheel of Fortune and you get the Magician. So the Wheel of Fortune is about you learning that life has its cycles, and it's your mindset while those cycles are. Wheel of Fortune is about you learning that life has its cycles, and it's your mindset while those cycles are happening that is really, really important for you. You are here to learn how to master your mind and learn that everything in life is a lesson. You know, everything in life is a lesson and it's teaching you something. And then you got the Magician, and the Magician is about you learning how to direct your will. The Magician is about you going after, you understanding that you have everything that you need to create the life that you actually want to create. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to learn how to direct your will. You have to learn how to make conscious decisions. You have to step into your creativity. The Magician is solar plexus energy. And the solar plexus is about you being confident in yourself, you believing in yourself, you making conscious decisions, you being able to regulate your emotions, you knowing that you can do whatever it is that you decide to do. You just got to focus on what it is that you want to bring in. So yeah. Oh, okay. Y'all gonna start this as a trend. Okay. Hold on. I got y'all. Needed that. Been fighting the devil card. Me too, child. I'll be getting my ass kicked over here. All right. What would be 12-10-08? Oh, you a baby. Let me get out your business. I'm sorry. 12-10-08. Let me tell you, Bookie. That would be the Temperance and the Hierophant. The Temperance is, now that you know your extremes, now you need to seek peace. It's about coming to a place of emotional stability. It's about bringing harmony and balance into your situations, okay? And then you have the Hierophant, which is about your values. You need to figure out what you actually believe in. But this is self-defined spirituality. It's spirituality in the external environment. So it tells you that maybe you can benefit from having a mentor. You can benefit from trying to explore different facets when it comes to your religious beliefs or your spiritual beliefs, your traditional beliefs, and you're trying to basically create a system that's for you. Meaning that your path might not look like everybody else's. Maybe you research a bunch of different religions and find that you have taken a bit in piece from each and every one of them. But it's like about figuring out what your values are, but also knowing your extremes and trying to come to a state of balance. You, the day and date are associated with the card. You, the day and date are associated with the cards. Yeah, so like the day that you were born, all you need is your birthday, and the cards will tell you basically what's associated with you. So we got May 10th, okay. Period Taurus twin. Let's see. For you, it's the World card, which is realizing that everything is already done for you. You don't need to do anything else. You need to reach this state of wholeness. And then you get the Empress card. And the Empress is about you learning how to enjoy life. Everything is best enjoyed with a sense of detachment. Okay? You, Taurus energy, which is about figuring out what your values are and prioritizing your life around that, not overindulging in things, because Taurus has a tendency to overindulge. So Taurus needs a little bit of balance. That's why it has Libra. Libra is the balance. But it's also figuring out what you need in relationships and making sure that there's mutual respect, there's understanding, there's reciprocation. Okay, the Empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine. And so you've come here to learn how to be whole, which means you got to go get the divine feminine, which means you got to master your mind so you can direct your will and you can go get the divine feminine, which means you got to do your shadow work. You got to get all that shit out your way. I'm going to help y'all. Google your best friend with answers. Okay, you are welcome, my love. I looked it up and it said the devil and the lovers. Yep, that's me. It glitched on the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is learning that life has its cycles and there's a beauty in every single thing that you've been through in your life. The way that you're looking at things is important. What would be 3, 6? And my last client canceled today, so I can be on here as long as I want to. But I do want to finish my course because while I got the energy to finish it, because I really want to help us. So you got the Hanged Man and the Empress. The Hanged Man is you could benefit from considering the perspective of other people, but also looking at other perspectives. It's about you going into your subconscious mind and figuring out what actually belongs to you and what belongs to conditioning, what belongs to society, what people have told you you were supposed to do, opposed to what you actually want to do. So it's about you becoming in this enlightenment state, you sitting in stillness, you sitting with yourself and you figuring out what's you and what's other people. And then you got the Empress, which again is about enjoying this physical reality. You need to learn how to build relationships that are built on mutual respect, but you also need to learn how to explore this physical environment through the lens of beauty. Okay, so there's a bit of wanting to get in touch with creativity so that you can experience abundance, right? Because Taurus is about art and beauty and music and all of the things that create a life where you actually enjoy this life. I want to know mines. I'm going down the line, baby. So if you want to know it, just put your date of birth here. What was 6/16/78? Baby, you born on a 16 day? Like me? You got karma. That's a karmic number. And it probably comes from your mother. So you got Judgment, which means that you need to make sure that every choice that you make is aligned with your life's purpose. Okay, so there's a need for you to, again, explore who you are in order for you to come into your life's purpose. That's that Neptune energy. Go into your subconscious mind, figure out what's you and what's not, what's aligned, and make sure that your choices are aligned around that. And then when you hear the call, you can listen to the call. Okay. And then you get the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about going inside. It's about inner wisdom. It's about sitting with yourself. It's about sitting in between both realms of this environment. It's about things not being easily revealed to you and you needing to trust your intuition. It's about esoteric knowledge and wisdom. It's about the divine feminine. That's what that is. You need to master your feminine energy. Is your mentor a month per month basis? Oh, excuse me, child. Yes. So for mentorship, right now I only have group mentorship, which is through my Patreon. And that is every month you're charged directly through Patreon. That's $99 a month. And then I have individual sessions, which are $199 a month, but I don't have availability with that. I have 3 spots becoming available at the end of April. So I'll let y'all know when I have the one-on-one sessions. But what I'm doing is walking you through the soul's journey. I'm actually creating a course right now based on the work that I'm doing so that those people who, you know, want to be in like a group environment or want to kind of self-study have a place to go, you know. So I'm working on exercises and stuff for that as well. Okay, so let me get back to it. So 3, 10, 76. You get the Moon card. So that means that there may still be some illusions. You need to watch out for illusions and you need to trust your intuition and take things step by step because you're going to have to learn how to step out into the unknown. Okay. But in order for you to step out into the unknown, you need to learn how to trust yourself, which means you need to lean into your intuition. You need to understand that the choices don't really matter. Your belief in the choices is what matters. Okay. And then you need to watch out for the illusions. So again, figuring out what in your belief systems you have internalized from a kid and getting rid of whatever doesn't serve you. And then you have the Hermit. The Hermit is about soul searching. It's about going within. It's about figuring who you are out who you are on a soul level. It's looking down and it sees the good and the bad, and it's like, well, who do I want to be in the midst of this environment? I just sit in contemplation. I need to sit in introspection. So your energy is the type of energy that needs to sit with itself a lot, and you need to get in tune with your intuition. Okay, who's next? Okay, 1305. That's justice. So what you get, you give. You probably a person who get instant karma, so be fucking careful. Okay, make sure that you being fair and just in your interactions. You holding yourself accountable and understand that what you get, you give. So it's important that you make choices that are aligned with what you actually want. And then you also get the high priestess, and the high priestess again is about inner knowing. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about mastering your internal world. It is two energy, so it's all knowing but also compromising in a way, meaning that you're willing to see the bigger picture. So you're willing to put your needs on hold for the good of the whole. So you might need a little bit boundaries there. It's about emotional stability, discovering the truth about yourself. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so we got yes, ma'am. Okay, so we got 11, 30, 82. That is the Tower. So learning how to surrender to the storm and learning how to build things on a sturdy foundation based on who you actually are and not who you think you are, who the world told you to be. It's about learning. You're probably going to deal with a lot of upheaval and sudden change and chaos throughout your life. You need to learn how that everything is happening for a reason. Don't take it personal. Learn how to adapt, learn how to navigate. And then you get the Chariot. The Chariot is about making sure that your emotions and your thoughts align so you can take the appropriate action. Could you mentor me? Yes, baby. If you want a group session, that's through my Patreon. So my Patreon is www.patreon.com/becomingnoone. And then one-on-one sessions, if you wait until after April, I have some of those open up as well. Okay, what about 319? What's the year, baby? I need the year. May 9, 86. That's my cousin's birthday. He keep coming around. He must want something. I keep feeling his energy. You get the Judgment card and the High Priestess. Okay, so Judgment is about you making sure that your choices align with your life purpose. You hearing the call. You sitting with yourself in introspection, because we got High Priestess here, and you consulting your inner guidance. You need to make sure that you always make decisions based off of what you think is appropriate instead of what the outside world is telling you, because you're going to be the best guide for yourself. So you need to learn how to direct yourself, assert yourself, trust yourself. July 7th, you get the Hangman and the Empress, so you can benefit from looking at life from a different perspective, and you need to learn how to enjoy this physical environment. And I'll do a couple more of these. 716, 999. That is the Devil and the Lovers. So that's the same as me. On the shadow side, you might tend to overindulge. So it's really important you learn how to master your lower ego. And then when it comes to relationships, you need boundaries. You need to learn how to prioritize your needs as much as you prioritize everybody else. You need to make sure that you get your needs met in relationships as well, and that you're making choices based off of what you need and what you value. 430, you get the World card and the Empress. So you have everything that you need in this environment. You need to be moving towards the state of wholeness, but also mastering the divine feminine. 12, 27, oh shit. December 27th of 70, you get Judgment and the High Priestess again. Oh, that's 1991, sorry. You get Temperance and the Hierophant. So it's really important that you know your extremes and that you try to find balance and harmony, especially when it comes to emotional stability, and also figure out what your values are so you can prioritize your life around it. Oh, this is the, when there is some people have like a specific card, but this is the one that's like the two energies that you in between. So 11, 6, 70. That is the Tower and the Chariot. So you're probably going to deal with a lot of chaos and upheaval in your life. You need to learn how to surrender to the storm, but you also need to make sure that your thoughts and emotions align so you can take the appropriate action. Sorry, I'm driving. 819. Okay. It's okay, love. Don't crash now. Be safe. 1976. Okay. You get Temperance in the Hierophant. Okay. So again, you need to know your extremes. You need to find balance, harmony, seek peace in your life, emotional stability, but you also need to figure out what your values are in order for you to align with them appropriate. With the Wheel of Fortune and Magician, I feel though it's not simple to understand, like it's something to do with the solar plexus. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is basically about you learning that life has cycles. It has ups and downs, right? And how you think about things really is going to determine how you feel, right? The wisdom. So one, you need to look at your experiences and look for the beauty in your experiences, because nothing is personal. Everything is teaching you something. Everything is moving you towards something. But not only that, when you are in those lower cycles or those negative cycles, you need to focus on what you do want. Okay, and you need to take those cycles to kind of redirect yourself. You need to sit with yourself, set some goals, figure out what you want in life, and nurture yourself. And then when you're in those high cycles, you need to take action on those things that you did in that low cycle. Okay, when it comes to the Magician is about you directing your will. And when I say directing your will, it's making conscious decisions. It's about you focusing your attention on what you actually do want, and you knowing that you can go after it, because the Magician is associated with one energy. And one energy is, and so is the Wheel of Fortune, because it's 10 energy. But one energy is the energy of Aries. It's pioneering, it's entrepreneurship. It doesn't take no for an answer. It actually goes after what it wants. But it does need to learn how to truly and genuinely trust in its own abilities. Okay? So that's what the Magician is about. It's about realizing that you got everything that you need to do what you want to do, but you just need to make the right choices. And then you need to take the right action, because it's also about inspired action. Come up with a plan, hit the plan. Don't worry about everything that's going to go wrong or all of that. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you do want and continue to move towards that. But like, how to put it into action is your options. Thank you. You're welcome. Options. Thank you. You're welcome. Already did 710. Thank you. Okay. 3, 17, 96. That's the Moon and the Hermit again. So it's really important that you learn how to trust your intuition, and that the path may not be clear. You still need to step out into the unknown and allow your intuition to guide you. Take it one step at a time. And then the Hermit card, which is about introspection and soul searching, figuring out who you actually want to be in this reality. That's for 3/17/96. 4, 5, 85. That is Temperance in the Hierophant again. So you need to find balance between the extremes in life. You need to find emotional stability, and then you need to figure out what your values are and align your life around that. 2385. That one is the World card and the Empress. So you need to move back towards a state of wholeness and realize that anything that you want in this life is already yours. Okay. So that means you need to balance, be in a state of balancing of the masculine and the feminine. And then you have the Empress. So you need to heal your feminine energy. You need to embody the feminine energy, which is about figuring out how to enjoy this physical reality so you can experience abundance. So you need mutual respect in your relationships, but you also need to kind of explore the world through your physical senses. But everything in this environment is best enjoyed with a sense of detachment, so you cannot overindulge. You need to figure out what your values are and prioritize your life around that. So the person who said I skipped 17, I didn't, but it's the Hangman and it's the Empress. So the Empress, I just explained to you what that is. The Hangman is you can benefit from a different perspective. Okay. All right. Okay. That emotional stability hit right on the head. You're welcome. You're welcome. Is there a page we can go to read more about this? Yes. If you just type into Google, tarot cards associated with birth date calculator, it'll come up. I think the website is called, the one that I'm using is called tarotschool.com/calculator. But it don't tell you, it don't give you like a reading or nothing. It just tells you what the cards are. But if you go to biddytarot.com, it'll tell you what the reading, like it'll tell you what each card stands for, upwards and downwards. 11-6-70, that's going to be the Tower card and the Chariot. So you're going to have to surrender to the storm. You're going to have to learn how to handle the hardships of life. You're going to have to learn how to deal with the hardships with life, and that, you know, everything happens for a reason. Sometimes things are falling apart so that they can make it better and build it on a better foundation. But you also need to make sure your thoughts and emotions align so you can take the appropriate action. 11-30-82, the same thing I just said. Happy Mercury Day, D. All right, that's it for that. Happy Mercury Day. Hey, Zed. December says hi. Hi, December girl. Hi, Naza. Hi, Stony. I'm doing pretty good. I'm having a good day. Hey, Cara. I'm having a really good day. You know, I just hopped on here to chop it up with y'all because I needed to get that out at the beginning of this message about us realizing what the soul's journey is and what we're all here to do. You know, y'all welcome. What we all here to do, because it's important, and when we know what we're supposed to do, we can take the appropriate action. And right now I am working on a program to kind of help us to get through that. It does help. Hey, Electric Bloom. It does help. Yeah, I can tell you about the Star card. 1 second. It does help to have somebody to bounce it off of, though, because I think one unique thing about mentorship that I like is that I'm a psychic. So when I'm talking to you about certain things, you get into the energy. And when you get into the energy, I can pick up on what you're feeling. I can pick up on what you're experiencing, so I can point out some of your blind spots, you know, so I can help you to dig deeper into whatever it is that you're doing, you know. So the Star card is actually about hope, and it's about healing, and it's about rejuvenation and renewal. So the Star card is about you embracing your individuality, and that you healing from anything that has hurt you in life, so that you can show up authentically and show up as the star, because you are a star in the body. You're exactly what you're supposed to be. But until you're able to see the beauty in yourself and embrace your individuality, you're never going to show up that way. So the Star card is, after all of this shit, after all the turmoil and the Tower moments and the spiritual deaths and all of that, it's you taking your power back. It's you entering to this state where you are revitalized in a way, and you're able to show up as your true self. So Uranus energy is there, which is about liberation and freedom, and, you know, going against the status quo and going against what's conventional and choosing the way that you want to do things, you know. So that's what the Star card is about. It's about hope, restored hope and faith in yourself. She is the real truth. My reading was everything. Thank you, boo. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm remembering your reading now. Your reading was an emotional one. I loved it. It was so good. We made so many different breakthroughs. That makes sense a lot. Thank you. You're welcome, baby. Yeah, I love doing readings. Oh, let me go back, girl. I done moved on from that. Let me go back real quick. I'll do it for you and you only. Nobody else can come through. Okay, what you say? 525. Where you from, girl? Or you just like writing your date like that? Are you from over the pond? So it's the moon card and the hermit. The moon card is basically telling you to trust your intuition. You have to be willing to step out in the into the unknown, but you need to trust your intuition in that process so that you can navigate the illusions and just take it one step at a time. Doesn't matter really the choices that you make. It only matters that you believe in the choices that you make. And then the hermit card, which is about soul searching, figuring out who you are on a soul level. So sitting in stillness, doing some introspection, and figuring out who you want to be. Period. So yes, with the general reading, what would be the earliest time this month? I actually have some free time at the end of this week. So I have one tomorrow. Hold on, let me look at my schedule. I really don't have much to do tomorrow, to be honest. It depends. Let me look at my, I don't want to tell you tomorrow though, because if other people have, I do it in the order that it comes in. So if other people have booked recently, nope. Yeah, so I can do probably one tomorrow, and then the next time that I would have available, what's today, Wednesday? Yeah, I could probably take one more person tomorrow. And then the next time that I would have available, I don't like to take people on Monday, but it probably would be Monday, because if it's not Monday, then it's next Thursday. So I can take one person tomorrow, and then I could probably take two on Monday. I don't like to meet with people on Monday though, because Mondays are for me. Mondays are the days to set the goals for the week and set your intentions and build up the vibe. And you know, not be in other people's energy, because you never know what comes with other people. From tomorrow, since I'm off. Yeah. Oh, yep, for tomorrow since I'm off. Yeah, so if you book before anybody else does, and right now I don't have nobody who has booked while we've been on here. So yeah, I can get you in, girl. You make sure you use the code LIFE25. But I want to get on here and do more of like these sessions live and stuff, and which I will in the upcoming weeks. I just be Mondays, that emotional regulation day. Yes, because Mondays are ruled by the moon, and I'm an emotionally intense person, because Mondays are ruled by the moon, and I'm an emotionally intense person. So sometimes I just need to recalibrate by myself. So on Mondays, I don't like to do nothing. I'll do some human design readings, or I'll do something where I don't have to talk to people. But for the most part, Monday is about me. Should I do a full one, since I really need help and guidance? Are you talking about the human design reading? If you do a human design reading, yes. And that's a 2-hour reading. And what I've been doing recently is I done got away from the semantics, and I'm giving you my knowledge and advice based on what I've seen. Because when you in my mentee program, I do an energetic profile for you. So I know exactly what your energy is. So when I'm talking to you, I'm able to pick, oh, this is that energy. She's working on the shadow side of that energy. And it's like I've become very familiar with energy. So in human design, when I'm doing the reading for you, I step away from the semantics of it all, and I'm giving you real life advice. Okay, baby, I will see you. I'm gonna send you a confirmation email, and then I'll see you tomorrow. You gotta let me know what time you available tomorrow though, because I have a 1 o'clock tomorrow. 1, 2. Yeah, I have a 1 o'clock tomorrow, my time, which is Pacific. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm about to send you a message, my love. And I'll do this right now while we is on the call. But human design is a lot of information, and I enjoy doing those. It quite literally changed the trajectory of my life. It changed the trajectory of my life. The earliest that I can do is 10 a.m. my time, and I'm on Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on Eastern Time, that would be 1 your time. Yay, this is such divine timing. Yes. Yeah, I would do a full, because human design, like I said, it changed my life. It changed my life. Okay. I was operating out of alignment, trying to fix everybody, trying to heal everybody. And that is not how you operate. When you are here to respond, with you comes transformation and change. So you're going to feel rejected. You're going to feel unseen by people, because people don't want to change. So you have to learn how to operate within the realm and the alignment of your energy so you can figure out, oh, okay. Okay, Memphis, Tennessee. That central time, 10, 11. So it'll be 12 your time. If that's the time, let me know so I can put it in my calendar. Yeah, the full is everything. Oh, yeah, because you did a full reading, too, and you did a life reading. I mean, a mediumship reading. Okay, cool. I'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So I just sent you an email with my Telegram. Send me a message on there so that I can create the group and I can record it for you. Okay? So I got a 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. General life. Okay. And then I got somebody else who booked. Full human design reading. Now, memory. I'm gonna get this to you by Friday. Okay? You by Friday. Okay? Your human design reading, I'm gonna get this to you by Friday. And I'm about to send you a message, and I need your information, and I want you to send it to me through Telegram. But yeah, y'all, human design changed my life. I literally only started doing this because it was so beneficial to me that I realized like our community needed access to this information. I was like, why don't we know about this? Like, why is nobody that look like me doing this? And so, because I like to get my information from us, you know? So I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to start doing these readings. And so I started with my family, and I was just like, I'm going to start with my family. We're going to do what we got to do, and that's that. And I did. And a lot of them didn't want to do it at first. And then I started expanding out to my friends. And then I started doing them live. But people were just like, oh my gosh, this is worth so much more than what you're charging for it. And I was like, I think spirituality should be affordable. I'm tired of people charging $500 for a 30-minute session. Are you okay? Charging $400 for 30 minutes with you? Like, I get it. I get it because I understand the impact of the information. But I thought we all said fuck the patriarchy. Like, I thought we all said fuck the patriarchy. Like, I even offer Afterpay and Klarna through my website because I understand what times we live in. They're trying to push us out. They're trying to push us into poverty. They forcing the reset. Like, what is y'all doing? Yes, I did both. You did. Yeah. I cannot thank you enough. Changed my life. You are welcome, my love. That was such a good session, too. That was a beautiful, beautiful session. And I think we both kind of needed that session, too. Right? I feel weird getting our information from others. Me, too. I don't like it, to be honest. I don't like it. Because there's a lot of mistrust in other communities because they don't really like us. If I'm being honest, a lot of them don't like us. On a regular day, we're not the cup of tea they want to sip. And that's okay. But I don't want people unconscious biases and stuff. And so I got us. Don't worry. I'll carry the team until enough of us catch up. It'd be so hard to find us that do in real life. And if we do, it's like to be hitting. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like we don't like a lot of us are in this energy of gatekeeping, and we should to a certain extent. We should to a certain extent. But yeah, I be trying to, I wish that I had help. You know, I'm one of those people who was searching. I high and low. I was looking under every single rock. I done talk to people from all different ethnicities about gifts and spirituality and all of that. And I just couldn't find a place that was for me, you know? And I'm an energy worker. I've been an energy worker my whole life. I knew that. I pick up on energy so well. I can identify it. I can feel it. And when it's in your chest, I can feel it where it is. And I don't even got to touch you. But when I do touch you, I can manipulate it. You know what I'm saying? But we need more people who willing to say what it is, you know? And then that means that you got to be strong in your spirituality, because when you do put yourself out there, the attacks don't stop. I've been getting spiritually attacked for 2 years now. And I'm just now getting to a place where I'm able to handle it. Let's go. Bring it. But it's hard doing what I do. But somebody got to do it. I'm not going to leave us stranded. I know that damn much. Right, and get out the session with even more questions. Exactly. No. Thank you. I feel like you're who I needed it from. Oh, good. I'm excited for you. I think you're going to love this information. So go to the part where it says chats at the bottom. Go to where it says chats, and it's a search bar at the top. Search me in that search bar. Girl, high five back at you, girl. What if I got the Tower and the Chariot associated with my birthday? So the Tower is about you gonna have to deal with a lot of upheavals in life and chaos and conflict and challenges and all of those things. And you have to learn how to surrender to the storm and realize that the things in your life are not happening to you. They're happening for you to build things on a better foundation. So you also got to learn how to let go of things. You have to learn how to let go of things when it's time to let go of things. And the Chariot is about making sure that your thoughts and your emotions are aligned so that you can take the appropriate action. When you get new information through your senses, whether you see it, you hear it, you smell it, somebody call you on the phone and tell you it, you see it in a dream, apply your emotions, because that's going to tell you how you feel about it. And if it's a good experience, move towards it. But if it's a bad experience, move away from it. But take the appropriate action based on how shit is making you feel. So if every time you sitting up over at that man's house and he making you feel rejected and unseen and like he not listening and you done had to repeat the same thing multitude of different times, that's not your person. I don't give a fuck who told you it's your twin flame. They lied to you. They lied to you. Tell us about the human design session. Yeah. So y'all, human design is, so when you're born, there's a snapshot taken, okay? That is determined by the time that you were born, okay? The date that you were born, the location, and the time, right? So human design goes based off of that. And the planets were in the sky in a specific area. With human design, you have 64 energy channels, okay? Is it Azia? I don't know. Whatever it is, I like it already. But anyways, I see your message coming through. I'll get back to you once I'm off alive, okay? But human design, basically, when you're born, there's a snapshot taken of where the planets are in the sky based on the time that you were born, right? Everybody has 64 energy channels in a body, but everybody has up to 23 that are available to them based on when the snapshot was taken. Okay, and these energies are associated with your chakra system, but they're also associated with the planets. So that's going to tell you your chakra system is energy work. So human design has been around for a little bit over 100 plus years. And it's a combination between I Ching, which is energy work, and astrology. The I Ching portion is that the energy portals in a human design reading are associated with your chakra system and the energy that's coming off of them. When you actually balance that energy, you're balancing and aligning your chakra system, which means it leads to expanded awareness. It leads to higher densities of consciousness and even ascension. But it also leads into alignment where you are moving through life with ease, right? And then you have the astrology portion, which tells you what the energy is, how you're experiencing the energy, what it looks like when it's in alignment, what it looks like when it's out of the alignment, and what you're meant to use the energy for in this lifetime. If you're going to have struggles with the energy, if you need boundaries with the energy, all of that type of thing, right? So then you have a specific energy type, which is going to give you a lot of information. There are 5 energy types, right? Depending on what your energy type is, it's going to tell you what your overall energy is, the strategy you need to have in life, meaning like how you approach situations in life, but also how you make your decisions. Then you got an energy profile, which is made up of 2 energies. One you're conscious of, one you're not conscious of. And that's going to tell you kind of like how your energy, it's like the character that your energy is playing while it's moving. Some people are 5-1s, which is a challenge solver, meaning you came here to solve problems. But you got this energy that wants to help people heal, but that energy that wants to help people heal also comes with martyr energy, which means that sometimes it neglects its own needs for the needs of other people. So it needs good boundaries. And you have this one energy that's curious, but it likes to problem solve, but you don't fix people by trying to fix people, or you don't heal people by trying to heal them. You heal yourself, you become the example, and you wait for them to come. So if you're a generator, you wait for them to come to you, and then you just responding when they say that they need you. Okay? But if you a projector, you wait to be invited, meaning they got to come to you and ask you for your help. You know? So you got that. But then you also have your life path. Depending on what's in your subconscious sun and earth and what's in your conscious sun and earth, those 4 energies make a cross, which means that this is the energy that's going to tell you what you came here to do. Okay, so that's going to be your life path. But then also looking at how the energy presents itself is going to tell you if your energy has ease, if you have 4 different voices going off in your head, 3 different voices, 2 different voices, right? So it's going to tell you how to make your decisions, again, or like how your energy kind of works. And then it talks about your digestive system. It talks about your digestive system because that is your first line of defense. That's your intuition in this physical reality. Your stomach does 2 things. It digests food, which takes a lot of energy, and it gives you intuition in this environment. It's covered in hair, so it has so many receptors to give you intuition. That's why you get gut feelings, right? So you need to know how to digest your food so that you can digest your food quickly so your stomach can get back to doing what it actually is supposed to do. It moves you out of that state of overconsumption, because when you're in a state of overconsumption, of course you don't trust your intuition. You are not able to get it because your stomach is always processing food. And then it tells you what environments you thrive in, and it tells you what your strongest sense is. Mine is feeling. I feel everything, baby. I'm an extreme empath. Even if you don't want me to feel it, I feel it. You know, so it tells you all of that. And through human design, I can tell you how your energy appears, how you're experiencing it, I give you tips and tricks on what I would be doing if I had your energy, what I would be doing to get myself in alignment. Okay? I work with energy all day because I'm mentoring people, right? And I do it from an energetic standpoint. So I see what the energy looks like in real time so I can give you real life fucking advice. The same advice that I give my mentees, I give you. And so it's just a slew of fucking information, and it's good fucking information. It's how you move through life with ease. How you stop taking things personal. If you are the type of person who starts a lot of things and doesn't finish them. You know, if you're the type of person who feels unlovable and have self-esteem issues. If you're a people pleaser, all of that information comes through human design. If you're going to be a person who's more prone to alcohol and drug abuse, obsessive behavior. If you're more prone to get stuck in toxic relationships. If you're a person who feels the pressure to feel free, you got escapism. It's going to tell me everything I need to fucking know about you. And I've never gotten a bad review. I've had somebody come back and say, this was a lot of information. I feel like it was a lot to take in. I might have a lot of questions, but I'm going to have to listen to this a couple times. But I've never gotten a bad review. In fact, since I started taking my time and giving y'all real fucking advice, which I was doing anyway, but I think I kind of had a system, right? I had like gotten to the monotony of it. I removed all that shit because I want to meet you where you are and tell you what you need to. So before I even start my human design readings, I clear my room, I sit down, I talk to my guys, and I say anything that they need to hear, make me a channel for it. Align the right words. And I always get, oh my gosh, Shasha, that was so spot on, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, why are you only charging this much for this? You should be charging way more. No, I shouldn't. I appreciate the feedback, but no, I shouldn't, because we need access to it. We need access to it. So one of us got to take a break on it. I'd rather it be me. But yeah, that's basically what human design is. And then on top of that, I had, for myself, I created an energetic profile. And basically what I did is I took all my numerology, because you got 5 life path numbers. You don't just have 1 life path number. You have 5 of them. And it's going to tell you what you want at a soul level. It's going to tell you how you express yourself, what energy your personality falls underneath, what your special skills are, and what you came here to do, right? So I got a numerology section, and then I go through your human design. Why? Because it's going to tell you what your energy is, masculine and feminine. Masculine versus feminine, how you experiencing it, your strengths, your weaknesses, okay? Got to know what your strengths and weaknesses are, okay? The numerology, the life path is going to tell you what your purpose is. The human design is going to tell you your strengths and weaknesses. But then I also look at your astrology. I look at your Chiron. Why? Because that's your childhood wound that you need to heal. You ain't going to get nowhere if you don't heal that first. And then I go into your astrology. I go house by house. First house through the 12th house. I tell you what's in it and what you need to know about it. And then I do your part of fortune, where you have fortune and success in if you can master this energy. Right? Then I pull out your purpose, your strengths, your weaknesses. And when I pull out your weaknesses, I'll talk about emotional, mind, career, and communication. Them is the things I think we need to know about. And then I set some goals for you. If I had your energy, this is the shit I would be focusing on. You need to learn how to do this, learn how to do that, learn how to do that. Right? And then I come up with a plan. And I give you exercises, I give you resources, I give you meditations, I give you things that you can do in this lifetime that is going to help you get into alignment. I give you tools to do it. So it's a good alternative to do the human design reading, the full reading with the energetic profile, if you can't do the mentorship right now. Because at least the energetic profile is in addition to the human design reading. It's like, if you can't come up with a plan based off of what I said, let me give you a plan. I'm doing the work for you. But it's because I want us to, those of us who want to be better, I want to help us get there in whatever way I can. And that's why I offer the specific services that I offer. I just put the general life readings up there because I think it's so many people who are struggling right now, and they need to figure out what they need to do right now to get out their own way. You know, that's general life. Mediumship, if you have somebody who passed and you dealing with grief block your heart space. You never gonna be able to get to your higher self if grief is blocking your heart space. So let me tell you what they saying, because they didn't go nowhere. You just been taught that they went somewhere. They're right here with you. You their favorite TV show to watch. Because that's how they see it sometimes. It's like a TV, like they watching an episode on a TV show. But they right here. So I'm giving you what they telling you need to do, because some of them is your guides. And they're like, girl, you need to work on this right now. Fuck all that. And they come in and they start telling all y'all business. I ain't gonna hold you. They come in and start telling all of y'all business. Yeah, they need to do that, and they need to do this, and then they doing this and that and that. And I'll just be like, I ain't judging. I ain't here to judge now. I'm only here to help you. So I'm gonna tell you what they said, but don't shoot me. You know, I also do meet and greets for people who don't want to do their own numerology, and maybe they don't understand numerology and they need me to explain something to them. Them is $65. I'll give you an hour of my time. Sometimes if I'm just chilling for the rest of the day, you get 2 hours of my time. It just depends. Some people just need regular advice from somebody who done been through a lot of shit. I'm your girl. I've lived 1,000 different lives. I'm only just getting here, you know? So I have them. And I'm working on a course right now because I want to be able to have a framework, and I want to make it fun. I want to make, like, going on this soul journey, I want to make it fun again. So I'm working on that. I'm a creative girl. I like to create, you know? I got shadow work journal. I got a meditation guide. All of the things, right? And get off the session. Okay, with even more questions. That's somebody. Okay. They not like us and they don't like us. Facts. Hey, Shay. Right, because the gate keeping people doing now on information that need to know for everyone. Right? Because the gatekeeping people doing now information that is a need to know for everyone. Yeah. Because they want you to have to come to them. I don't need you to come to me. I give so much free information all the fucking time. And not only that, I'll tell you where to find the shit. I just care that you expanding your awareness and you doing the fucking work. That is it. That is all. I don't get on here and ask y'all to buy nothing. Y'all ask me questions, I give y'all the answer. But I'm not like, hit the like button, hit the like button. Because I don't care about that. I only care that you expand your awareness, because by you doing that, you help us all. Whether you know it or not, you help us all. I look so forward to this. I will message you on text and email. Okay, thank you. And I sent you an email, babe. Red came in right on time with my life, period. Everything is always on time. That makes so much sense. Yes, my love. I'm also loving that this conversation is expanding my vocab. Well, good. I literally was telling somebody the words that I choose are intentional and that I love words. But even too, when you get in tune with your spiritual gifts, the words that spirit use for you, sometimes you'll have to look it up, because every single word has a different meaning, right? We associate them all the time, you know, because they synonyms, right? They might mean like similar to the same thing, but they don't mean the exact same thing. When I'm getting a message from spirit, they're telling me the exact word that goes for the exact thing that they're talking about. So I've been able to expand my vocabulary just through sitting with myself, which is crazy. Because sometimes I'll get a word and I hear it in my head and I'm just like, well, what is that? And then I go look it up and I'm like, oh, this was just what I was talking about. Oh, wow, that's good. I'm going to add that to my repertoire. So it's like a birth chart reading. Yes, but no, it's going to give you more information than a natal chart reading. because it's just more intricate than that. It's going to tell you what your masculine feminine energy is. I'm sorry, what your masculine energy is, what your feminine energy is. So it's just yes, but no. It's astrology and energy work mixed together. So it's basically your energetic blueprint, how your energy exists and moves through this world. Please let her do y'all's human design. I felt so seen, heard, and ready to take on the world. Period. Thank you, the Empress. Thank you, boo. Yes, I love doing them too, y'all. I really genuinely do, because like I said, it changed my life. It changed my life. Oh, yes, I'm ready. 2-4 profile, opportunist hermit. Yeah, I am too. I'm a 2-4, easy breezy genius. What about manifesting generators? Manifesting generators are the most capable energy, but y'all suck as team. Y'all are not team players. Y'all are like a one-stop shop. So y'all just be taking on this energy of like, why would I stop and teach you how to do it when I can just do it for us both and knock it out? Because it's going to take me too long. Y'all are very fast-moving energy, so y'all got to learn how to slow down. But y'all, just like any other generators, y'all here to transform. Y'all are the multitaskers of the group, multi-passionate people. Y'all can do a lot of things at one time. Very capable, though nobody works like y'all. So you gotta slow down so other people can catch the train. I'll definitely be booking that soon. Yes. Would a person born have a connection with a person that died on the exact same day in any way? It could. It could. I see a lot of times like people, grandparents will die on the day that they was born. And it could just be a lot of times our people are stronger in spirit because they can see everything. So a lot of times they'll go over to help. Sometimes they'll become the guides of that baby. It don't necessarily mean that that's what's going to happen. But yes, it could be some significance. Oh, shit. Hold on now. This thing be moving too fast for me. Grandma can't keep up. Hold on. Where'd you go? Okay, when you said the stomach has hair, it made me think about hair standing up when you feel something. Yes, because hair is receptors. Hair is a receptor. That's why it's all over your skin, because your skin is a receptor too. Yeah, but you know, when you can feel somebody, you know how like you sitting in your room and you can feel somebody come close to you and you look up and it's like your brother or somebody there? That's because of your hair. Your hair picks up that they're there. This hair. This is your aether. But it's also hair inside of your body. When you have the 3 bottom chakras unbalanced or blocked, is there a specific way to start balancing them? Yes. So there's a multitude of different ways to start balancing them. But the bottom chakra, the root chakra, is about, did you have your physical, mental, emotional, and financial needs met as a child? And if the answer is no, you need to look at your relationship with your parents. You need to heal from your parent relationship. And then you also need to work with money. You need to figure out what your relationship was like with money. Okay? Because the goal for you to heal that chakra is for you to feel safe again. But you can't unless you go back and unpack that shit. So the root chakra has a lot to do with shadow work. Then you got your sacral, which is about your emotional world. And your emotional, sexual, creative energy is all your sacred energy. It's the same energy. We're just experiencing it different. But it's the energy of water. And that's about relationships, building vulnerable relationships, but also being able to let things go. Being able to go with the flow, because it's water. So look back at your relationships. Figure out what you liked about those people, what you didn't like about those people. Make sure you set the appropriate boundaries. Because if you cannot come into community with people and you're in isolation, it's a sacral issue. It's an emotional issue. If you are addicted to sweets, it's an emotional issue because that's associated with the sacral. Okay, so it's also associated with sex. And that chakra has to do with consent. So if you've ever been a victim of sexual abuse, it's a sacral issue. You got to look at your relationships with other people, because when you think about how your chakras develop, you come in and you have your root chakra already activated. What does a baby do? Wham, feed me, change my diaper. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. Did you have your needs met? Then your sacral is like when you first realize that there are other people in this world with you. Oh my gosh, that's my dad, mama, grandma, nana, right? So now you are interacting with other people, and now they all have a chance to affect you emotionally, because emotions are how we make bonds with other people. And then your solar plexus is about willpower, your mind. It's about directing your will. It's about regulating your emotions. And it's the most important, but the most easily aligned of the chakras. It's about power. Okay? It's about the lower emotions, anger, guilt, blame, shame, apathy. All of those are unbalanced by the solar plexus. It's fire. Fire can rage or it can climb. It just depends. So to get that one back in balance, you need to learn how to manage your mind and regulate your emotions. Make conscious decisions, doing what you should do over what you want to do. You have to master your ego, because that is where the ego sits, in your solar plexus. It's developed in your sacral, but it sits in your solar plexus. Because the ego is the part of you that protects you. So once you come into community with other people, you realize that you can be hurt. So it develops in your sacral, but it sits in your solar plexus. Most people never get past their solar plexus, because that's where you make a choice in that third density. Service to self or service to others. If you choose service to self, you don't need your heart space. You don't need any of your higher senses. You only care about yourself. You don't have compassion and understanding for other people. But if you choose service to others, then you need forgiveness, love, empathy, compassion. You need to get rid of your heartbreak and your grief. Then you need to speak your truth honestly. You need to tell people what your needs are. You need to set healthy boundaries. Truth. Can't be a liar. This is how you manifest. Then you need to make conscious decisions. You need to trust your intuition. Then you need to realize that you are everything and everything is you. You need to come back into a state of wholeness, that you are perfect and you have everything that you need to live the life that you want to live. You need to come back into a state of wholeness, that you are perfect and you have everything that you need to live the life that you want to live. That you manifest in your higher self in this physical reality. Baby, she gonna read you in the best way. In the best way. It comes from love. It comes from love, baby. I ain't got nothing but love for you, I promise you. But it needs to be said, so I'm gonna say what needs to be said. One at a time or together. However you want to do it. I say start from the bottom, work your way up. OMG. Let's sit down and these pennies together for this right quick. Rub them together. Ask your guides. Ask your guides. If this is meant for me, show me the money, and they will. It ain't never failed me. I say, if this is for me, show me the money. The next day I had the money. And I'd be like, well, damn. Okay, I guess we doing this. But you got to follow through, though. If you ask them for help and they give you the help, you got to follow through. Because if you don't, they ain't going to be, next time they're going to be like, nah, you a liar. Beautiful. Definitely going to book after I look through your services. Sounds like the Fool. Yeah, the Fool is a good. But I also offer the, if you don't have your time of birth, get the mini. Because that's going to work best for you. But if you have your time of birth, get the Fool. It's a 2-hour reading and I do not stop talking in that 2 hours. I go all the way through. Whatever I think you need to hear. How much is the reading with the profile? So my mini readings are $65. That's just going over your energy profile and going over your energy centers. Okay? But that's not going over your masculine, feminine energy, how you experience it, none of that. It's just, but there's so much information in that. That's usually about 45-minute reading. But it's still a shit ton of information. People who have got my minis come back and get the fulls immediately. Okay? The full reading is $149. And that's as of this year. For the last 2 years, it's been, for the last year and a half, it's been $80. Because last year, I dedicated myself to getting as many of these done as I possibly could. But some of y'all probably didn't know me back then. I always have deals going on when it comes to, every single month I have a deal on some of my services. So as long as you jump on my lives, you'll know the deals. If you on my YouTube, I put it in my community chat. On my YouTube, if you're on my Patreon, you know about it. In fact, people who join my Patreon group, the 555 Soul Tribe tier, get access to my Spiritual Intelligence 101 class beforehand, podcast episodes beforehand, and sometimes I'll just do free readings for them. It's a quick reading, but I'll do free readings for them so they can kind of keep on some of the readings. But those, they got to let me post that on. If I'm doing it for free, you got to let me post it on my YouTube. You know? Tadra will help change your life. It's amazing. Thank you, Shay Shay. That's one of my mentees. She's almost done. She's reading like a professional psychic. Because I'm like that. You know? But she like that, really. I ain't do nothing but just build up her confidence. What about youth that need build up her confidence? What about youth that need help? Oh, baby, I do mommy and me readings. That's what separate. I don't know nobody who do mommy and me readings. You send me the information for you, your spouse, husband, if that's not you and your kids, and I'll tell you exactly everybody's energy, how it's interacting with each other, they life path, they profile, I'll tell you everything. It's like a mini reading for all of y'all together. Because I don't play about them kids. Every kid is different. You cannot parent kids the same way. I was a sad kid, so I don't play about them kids. So I absolutely will tell you how to energetically parent your kid and what your kid is going to need. The things that I think that you should put them in based on what their energy is. The things that I think you should pour into them. I love doing those readings. I don't care if you got 3, 4, 6 kids. Those are 2-hour readings as well. But what I suggest is that the mom get a full reading so you can fully understand your energy, and then get a mommy and me so that I can give y'all the mini readings for all of y'all. But it's anything that I see in that child's energy that's going to cause them strife or cause problems, I say that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I care about them kids. So yeah, I do a mommy and me reading also. Mine came through and showed out. Definitely did. Will the ancestors get a name? Oh, give their name. Sometimes they do. Names are kind of funny when you hear them through spirit. It's something that sounds like this for me a lot of times. Sometimes I can get the name right, but meaning like I can get the name correctly, but usually it'll be like an associate. It starts with a this, it starts with a that. But also, if you're going to do a psychic reading, you have to be able to confirm what I'm saying. So doing a psychic reading and trying to connect with somebody you don't know is going to be hard for me to do that because I need confirmation. I'm just the medium. Yes, I love sharing information and the hidden truths I come across. Yes, gotta run, but we'll book for sure. See you later, love. I've subscribed to your YouTube channel. Yes, you should. I have a lot of information on YouTube, and I'm really trying to build that out. I don't actually get a lot of interaction on YouTube, but YouTube is where all of the long form content is. Every time I do a live like this, it's posted on YouTube. Like, YouTube is where everything is. My podcast, everything. I keep y'all updated in the chat. All of that. I just booked for that one. Okay. You just booked for what one? Human design? Hold on. Oh, okay. I just booked for that one. Yeah, I have you booked for the general reading. Yeah, I need to get mine done. Yeah, it's a lot of information. Do you have any other availability for human design this week? No, human design is not a live reading. It's actually a video. So you send me the information, I record a video for you, and I send you the video along with some affirmations and some other stuff that I feel like you need. But no, it's not a live reading, because I actually used to do the human design readings live, but because, people were excited to meet me or they wanted to validate themselves, it would take so long. I would be on there for like 5 hours, trying to get through the reading, but constantly being interrupted. And just so much information. I'd rather do the video for you and then allow you to ask questions afterwards. I don't have any other availability this week. I do have somebody. Who do I have tomorrow? I have somebody else tomorrow. Yeah, I have 2 general lives tomorrow. But no, because y'all, I got mentees. And I got 2 mentees tomorrow, and a human design reading to do. So I'll be working all day tomorrow. So the next availability, human design, I have availability for Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I can get it to you by Monday for human design. Oh, shit. Damn. I done missed a lot of messages, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go back up. Okay. So, yes, that's why I align with you. Natural, easy breezy. Yep. Peace and love. Hi, Jawan. Jawad. Hi. I had a mediumship reading in the human design. Yeah. The hair picked up that energy field. Yes, exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Fire can destroy or create. Correct. How to speak to your guides and work with them. You already are. You already are speaking to them. No idea that you get is original. Either you're matching a frequency on a mental plane, or you're being given it. That's it. You're a medium. You sit in between the worlds and you're just processing information. Think of yourself as an information processor, an energy processor. Every decision that you make is guidance. You can go towards the guidance or you can go away from the guidance. But you're getting the guidance either way. So it's not a matter of learning how to connect with your guides and speak with them. You already are. When you walk around your house and you talking to yourself, you're not talking to yourself. You're talking to your higher self. That's why you're answering back. It's just a matter of listening. If you want to get in contact with your guides in a sustainable way, listen to your emotions, because that's how your guidance comes. Either you feel good about it or you don't feel good about it. If you feel good, that's a yes. If you don't, that's a no. So if you want to start the relationship, start there. Start just talking out loud to them. But you already are. And once you actually learn to love yourself and you learn to actually sit in introspection and sit with yourself, nothing else, because you don't need anything but yourself in darkness. Go sit in the darkness so your light can come on. When you do that, everything you need is there. You'll realize when you start loving yourself and you see the beauty in your experiences that every single decision that you made, they've been there along the way. There was that whisper, that subtle voice that told you that you should do this or that you should walk away. Everything has been guided. You've done nothing alone. You just think you alone. I see. Thank you. That makes sense. The shadow work is hard. It's emotionally exhausting. Oh, yeah, it is. I cried for about 3 years straight. I said, fuck it. How I go from not crying at all to now my cup runneth over. But you got to let that shit out. You got to get it off of you. Crying is a storm in your body. What happens after the storm? You feel calm. Get it out. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ask your guides as easy as just telling them whatever you need. Exactly. Definitely need it though. I really like how you broke that down. You're welcome. I don't remember what I said, but I know it was great. But like how to which guided are yours. You have to pay attention to what's going on in your feelings, love. That's going to tell you what's what. How you would ask anyone for something is the same asking your guides. Okay. I'm in Patreon and I love it. Yes, so every Monday I do like a, on my Patreon, I do a This Week in Astrology to tell y'all what the energy is going to be like. Because I'm affected by energy really easily because I'm a feeler. That's my strongest sense. I feel everything. Even before it comes, I feel it. You know, so I do it This Week in Astrology, tell y'all what's going on energy-wise, give y'all some tips and tricks of what I will be doing this week, like that type of thing. And then every Friday I do a writing prompt to help y'all with shadow work. Like this is something that I will focus on or journaling about. Like I'll do that on my Patreon. I try to start discussions, but I ain't gonna lie, it'd be so boring and stale in there. I just be talking to myself. Some people interact with me, but most people don't. So get in there and ask some questions and, you know, I want to be mentored. Yeah, so I have group mentorship, which is on my Patreon. If enough of y'all come, I can take another group right now. But I have group mentorship on my Patreon. And individual mentorship will become available at the end of April. It's only me, though. I want to get back at my Psychic Gift Special. Yeah, so we work on gifts in the last 3 months of mentorship. So Right now I got 3 baby psychics on my hands, which they are doing amazing. And I'm about to start my second group in 2 weeks. Okay, so we can do stuff like this for kids. Yes, absolutely. You want to know what your kid's energy is because it's going to help you to be able to tame the beast. I don't think my mom will be open. Get her information. She ain't got to know. But if she's not, it's okay. I've been trying to rush, but I think I'm slowly getting there. It's like a steep ass hill. Yes, it is. And slow down. It's not a rush. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. It's not a race. It really isn't. I've been on my healing journey. Well, I've been on it for a long time, but real hard for the last 5 years. And I'm still learning stuff. I'm still realizing stuff. I'm still being brought things that I need to work on. You know, it is a process. So slow down and just allow it to come when it's supposed to come. Get in tune with the energy around you. Y'all, I'm doing my schoolwork. Please tell her that it's only me and the family willing to do a reading. Oh no, I heard you, baby. Yep, YouTube University. I love your YouTube. I don't know how to interact with it though, so I stick to Patreon and Telegram. Oh, thank you. I guess, oh shit, hold on now. Guess I know what the rest of my evening looks like. YouTube it is, period. Can you talk about my expression number 22? My life path is 7. Child. I'm actually about to hop off of this. Just write me in Telegram, girl. But the 22 is supposed to teach you how to integrate into the physical reality. 7 is about you discovering what's unhidden, but 7 tends to have social anxiety. It's the philosopher, it's the thinker, it's the explorer. But 22 is about you teaching people how to integrate that into this reality, okay? How to master their skills, okay? And with that being your expression number, that's how you express, like that's what you're supposed to communicate, is how to integrate. But you have to learn how to integrate yourself first. I be telling my guys to talk to my partner's guides so he can stop annoying me, period. Is there a way of finding out the time you were born? It's not on my birth certificate. Mom don't know. Yeah, so what you want to do is go to the county that you were born in, go to your vital records or vital statistics office, and ask them for a certificate of live birth or a long form. They're going to ask you, well, what country is it for? And you want to say a non-Hague Convention country like Ghana. This is not legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. And then they'll give you the right form. It'll have a birth number in the top right, and it'll have your time of birth, the hospital you were born in, your parents' names, all of that. I'm a very light sleeper. How do I find out why this is? A lot of times when people are light sleepers, they have a trust issue. To talk more on Patreon, do you want questions like here? Yeah, sure. I'm down with that. I be busy sometimes though. I be wanting y'all to have a discussion. Like I want y'all to build community within each other. And then when I see it, I join in and I add to that community. But the goal of the Patreon was to bring like-minded people together, because there's so many people on their journey who swear that they don't have nobody. But when I bring y'all together, y'all not even talking to each other. You know, so I wanted to build a community. I definitely want to do the mentorship. How do I change it on Patreon? You just go to where it says membership and then it'll say upgrade. I try and talk on Patreon, but it's kind of hard. I get anxious when I talk in there. Why? It's a me issue working on it. Just put yourself out there. So what? Forget these people. I mean, I love these people. They're going to be more accepting than anybody else, but still just put it out there. Every time you talk about my design or placement, it makes so much come together. You're welcome, baby. Great stuff. What made you start your journey? Oh, baby, I was forced. I was jumped into this shit. I didn't want to start this. I didn't want to do this. I was jumped into this. So what started it was, I was depressed. Definitely depressed. I moved back home from Orlando. I felt defeated. I moved into my own place and I finally got a chance to fall apart. And this apartment was my fall apart apartment. Like I didn't even set this bitch up. I gave away all my furniture and only had a bike, a stationary bike in my living room. Like the appliances didn't look well. Like everything about it was just like, I hated this apartment, but I needed a place where I could fall apart away from people who could see me. And so while I'm in this apartment, I'm working at a law firm and COVID hits. And when COVID hit, George Floyd happened at the same time. And I had basically was avoiding watching the video because I knew it was going to devastate me. We're not supposed to see trauma like that, right? But I knew it was going to devastate me. And I didn't watch it. And then one time somebody posted it probably like a week after it happened, and they didn't put a trigger warning on it. And I was set. I couldn't move. So I watched the video, and I literally felt like I was going to throw up. And I got up and I said, what the fuck is wrong with everybody? Now, I've always been enraged by injustice. Because when I say I love others, I mean that I can't turn it off. I have a divine love for everybody that's here. So something cracked open in me, and I went to the dollar store and I made these signs and I put all these waters in my backpack, and I went to go get my mama because she's a Sagittarius. She's down for all the shits. And we went out there and we protested. We got shot at and maced and all this shit. And then I did it again the next day and the next day and the next day. And I was just like, all of this shit is making me miserable. Like, I hate it here so fucking bad. I have to do something different. I have to do something different, and it starts with me. So I said, fuck it. I want to go to a place that I love. I hate Indiana. I hate Indiana. Why was I ever there? Place that I love. I hate Indiana. I hate Indiana. Why was I ever there? But I hate Indiana. So I said, you know what? I've always wanted to move to California. That's where I'm going. So I picked a date 3 months out. And I said, until I get there, I had to figure out how I'm going to get there. So I picked a date 3 months out, and I booked the U-Haul that day. On that date, I sat down at my table and I came up with a plan. I wrote out every single bill that I have, and then I decided how much I needed to make a week. Because I wrote out every bill that I had, and over the 3 months, I'm still going to have to pay bills. So I needed to put that into my plan. And then I also needed the apartment, the money for my apartment. I needed food and groceries. I came up with how much I needed. I needed about 15 grand. So I said, okay, I got 3 months to make 15 grand. How can I do this? I quit my job. I start working for Shipt. Shipt is like a grocery delivery service. Well, in my hometown at the time, it wasn't very popping. So I was getting all of these orders, and I was taking 3 orders at a time. Yeah, bitch is crafty. I was doop, 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 doop. And I only shopped at 2 places. Why? Because then I know where everything is. I didn't make it complicated. I only shopped at 2 fucking places because I know where everything is and I can get in and get out, right? So I did that for 3 months. I was making $1,400 to $1,800 a day. If you get a certain amount of orders, they give you a bonus. I went for that bonus every single time. And for 3 months, I worked every single day. I was in my car every single day. I just put on my music and I did what I had to do. And I kept my head down and I worked and I worked and I worked and I worked. And on the day that I left, everything was packed. I had the U-Haul. My mama and my cousin was driving with me because I drove to LA. 32 hours. Insanity. I'm the definition of insanity. Right? So, on the day that I left, with LA, when it comes to apartment shopping, you got 2 weeks. They don't hold no apartments for you. That's not how it works. You get that apartment within 2 weeks. That's the most they ever gonna hold it for you. Right? So, I'm scrambling. I find an apartment literally a couple days before I move here. That's 1. 2, when you apply for an apartment, in a lot of these apartments, they charge you a $500, $600 down payment. So on the day that I left, I didn't even have all the money to get me to California because I'm waiting on 3 down payments. But you know what I did? I left anyways. I said, you know what? Fuck it. If it's gonna come, it's gonna come. You know, it was right at the time where I was supposed to get it back. Right at the time. And I was like, you know what? It's going to come. I ain't tripping. I left. Now, I drove my car and a U-Haul, so I got to pay for gas in both of these cars. I had enough to get me at least a day and a half. It's a 3-day drive. So I leave the next day, all my money hit. So I didn't even leave in a sure state. And the only reason why I went is because I told my granddad before he died, I'm moving to California. He said, if anybody can do it, it's you. I said, all right, fuck it. We doing it. He passed away a month before I left. I leave the next month on the nose. Get out here. I had a job when I came out here because I had to look for jobs. I was serious. I was going to move. I had a job. The job fell through 2 weeks after I got here due to COVID. His son went into a coma and he just pulled the plug on everything. I can't do this right now. And it was a startup. This was a startup opportunity, but I'm talking about the CEO of Sony was involved. Like, it was a good, like, this was solidified, you know? So they called me and was like, dang, you drove across country from this. I didn't even know this, you know, whatever. And the CEO called me, and it's like another record label or something that they, you know, are involved in as well. And she was basically trying to find me a job because she was from New York. And she was like, you know what? He don't want to do this. But basically, she was telling me she wanted to steal his idea and she was just going to fund it herself. I told her no. Why? Because I'm a person of integrity. And he was a black man and she was not. She was not. So I said no. So I had to figure out what I was going to do because I always operate with integrity. I don't give a fuck what the situation is. I don't care how tempting it is. I'm not about to help you steal from us. The fuck? He got an idea that's immaculate. Otherwise, you wouldn't be involved, but I'm never going to help you do that. So I told her no. She's like, okay, well, if I figure something out, I'll figure something out. I said, all right, cool. Well, you let me know, girl. And I went on about my business. And so I was like, now I got to figure out what I got to do because I'm out here. I just lost my pawpaw. I moved across the country. I'm completely by myself, 3,000 miles away from home. So I got to figure it the fuck out. I just lost my job. Then boom, right after that, my cousin died. She's 30. She has an asthma attack. We was both born with asthma. Both had complications as children as asthma. I grew out of mine. She didn't grow out of hers. It took her life. So when that happened, everything started crashing down around me. And I said, you know what? You're not going back to being depressed. When it rains, it pours. Right now is the defining moment. You got to figure out how to pick yourself the fuck up. And I said, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to cry, but you got to figure it out. So I went and I tried to do shit out here in LA. Well, now it's concentrated. They got wait lists out here for that. So I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't making no money. And so I went back to the legal field. Ugh, gross. Didn't want to do that. But you got to do what you got to do temporarily. I knew I wasn't going to be there forever. However, I knew I could get a job doing that, especially out here. Found a law firm in Calabasas. Went in there. First day, the first week, they were just training me, having me sit with people. They didn't have no real structure at all. And I said, oh yeah, I'm about to turn this place around. Cool. You got the good in me. So in the first week, I came with a structure for their business and everything. And I was like, well, I worked at a law firm before. And the law firm I came for was established for 25 years. So they already had a structure in place. I just took that structure and flipped it, reversed it, whatever. Made it the way I wanted to make it. And I went into the boss's office and I said, hey, this is what I think y'all should do. Like, I ain't trying to tell y'all what to do. I'm new here. You know, you got me working this, and they got me working part of the job. I was handling full caseloads by myself. They only got me doing a little part of the job. Listen, all right, if you want to do it that way, fine. But let me at least tell you what like there's some shit that y'all letting fall through the crack. Like, what did y'all doing? It was ran by men, you know? So sometimes you need a woman up in that place because we gonna get it right. We gonna make it efficient, all that. So I went and I set it on his desk and I said, hey, this is what I think y'all should be doing. And I was like, I ain't trying to step on your toes or nothing. I won't even say it's from me. This is what I think that y'all should be doing. He took a look at that, promoted me. I wasn't there 2 weeks. I hadn't been on the floor for a full week. He gave me my own office and said, all right, you manage this team. Best team. Because they was the type of law office where they wasn't answering the phone for nobody. They had all these cases of people who had never been called. I went through in my first week and everybody who hadn't been called, everybody on my team called all these fucking people. What the fuck is y'all doing? There's a statute of limit. Why is y'all not calling? Why is y'all not answering the phone for these people? That's why y'all reviews look like that. And I told them that on the interview. What y'all doing about them reviews? Nothing. Okay. Well, if I'm going to be here, y'all going to have to fix that. Because these is people who going through real shit. Who have been injured and they hired you for a service. You got to provide that service. So I went in there and I did that. I did that for 9 months. Settling $80,000 cases. Because I don't play. I'm good at negotiating. I think I'm the best salesperson in this country. I hate it though because it's dehumanizing. and you wipe away somebody's humanity and reduce them to a number. Why are we doing that? But you got to do what you got to do to get to where you're going. Now, while I was at that law firm, I made my first TikTok about the legal stuff, right? Because that's what I was doing at the time. Had I not went back there, I might not have been in that energy, but I went back there. So I posted my first TikTok and it goes viral, and it was of me not gatekeeping. Somebody was telling people basically that they need to correct their status, but she wanted them to buy it from her. And so she wouldn't give them no information. They had all these questions. She wasn't responding to nothing. If you want answers, you need to buy my service. I said, what the fuck? Why would you be doing that? So you're going to give them the done product, but they're not going to know how to use it. They're not going to know how to help themselves, because they need to know how to stand their ground and speak the language when you do give them the stuff. But if you're not giving them the skills, then you're doing them a disservice. So I made a video and I told people what they needed to know. And it was just like I hate capitalism. I hate it. It burns my ass. And so now I'm running a platform where I'm giving people the information that they need to know how to correct their status, how to get out the system. But I'm also healing in real time. So I'm making content about healing and the revelations that I'm coming to and all of that. But I was still very much so angry at just life in general. So I was also making content about the elite and exposing the elite for exposing their truths, esoteric knowledge and all of that. Well, I got on the radar of some wrong people, and somebody did black magic on me off of TikTok. And I heard them clearly in my ear. And right before it happened, I had went to a psychic. And I went to a psychic because I told you my cousin died, my granddad died. And I was like, I just need to know where I am in life just in general. So that's when I went to Mary, who they asked about in the beginning. I went to Mary. Mary helped me. Mary is the first person who told me I was a medium, and I told her I'd been having prophetic dreams since I was little, and she was like, you need to lean into this. She gave me a school to go to, and I was like, girl, I ain't doing that, but thank you, girl. You know, I appreciate the reading. Thanks, Mary, girl. And I went on about my day. Well, I started exposing all those truths, and somebody did black magic on me. And when that happened, I felt like an imposter in my body. I felt all kind of things. And I was paranoid, and it didn't last very long, because when it happened, I started speaking for myself. I don't even know how to explain what happened. I just jumped up and I started speaking, and it's like I don't know what I caught on protection. And it went away. I felt it kind of leave, but then I felt weird in my body. I felt really, whatever. So my energy started getting really stagnant. And so I immediately started doing energy work. I don't know why I started doing energy work, but I was listening to frequencies every night. I was meditating for long periods of time. I was doing all of the things. And then I was just like, nah, I need to figure this out, because you're not about to whoop my ass. It was never given that. I fought my way through college. I done fought all my goddamn life. Not me. Not I said the cat. So I'm going to have to figure this out. So I started reading books. I was reading audio books I was reading like 7-8 books a week. I started getting different psychic readings, because I need people who actually are in the spiritual world to give me some, information. And then I went to a mediumship. So the LA School of, I think it's called the LA School of Arts, if I'm not mistaken. What's it called? The Los Angeles School of Spiritual Arts. That's where I went. Her name is Hillary Michelson. This is a Caucasian woman. But Hillary was cool though. I did, I think, 3 months with her before I got certified. I did a course with her first, and she kept on telling me I was advanced. I didn't think that at all. I was like, girl, I feel very out of place in this class and very self-conscious, and I don't think that you're picking up on what I'm picking up on. You're lying to me. That's what basically I was very skeptical. And then we started doing our mentorship sessions, which were $3.90 a month. I charge $99 for mentorship sessions, $199 for one-on-one sessions. She was charging $3.90 a month. Okay, and I told my guys, if this is for me, show me the money. They showed me the money every single time, on time. And I was like, okay, fuck it, whatever. What she would do is hire somebody else, like put up a post on Craigslist, have people come in for a reading, or she had like a community of people who had went to the school before that sometimes would do readings or whatever. And she would call me on the phone with them, and she would just be like, hey, this is Tadra. She's going to do a reading for you. She would just sit there And sometimes she would interject depending on if I was struggling or not, which it wasn't very often. I think it was only one time she had to interject because the lady broke down on me and she had just lost her husband and she wanted to see what he looked like. And I'm like, girl, my skills don't do that. I don't know how to help you, girl. But Hillary actually started the school because her husband died. She got married and her husband died right after she got married, and she was looking for answers. And she was trying to figure it out. So she was like, fuck that, I'm going to figure this out. And she did basically what I did. You know, something traumatic happened and she was just like, fuck it, I got to figure this out. And then she started teaching people. So I did that for 3 months and it was good. That's where I really realized, oh, bitch, you're a psychic. Like you're getting guidance all the time. You just haven't been paying attention. Like, where have your motherfucking antennas been? Because I was picking up on information, like still to this day, some of those readings are some of the best readings I've ever had. Because some of people have been, if they've been passed over a long time, they just telling you what it is. And I'm clairaudient. That's not a lot of people are gifts is very clairaudient the way that I am. But I'm even learn auditorily in a way. So so then I get out of that and she's like, yeah, you can start charging $280 now. And I'm like, no, the fuck I can't. I don't even feel like I know what I'm doing. And she's like, oh yeah, you're fine. And I'm just like, no, I'm not though. I don't feel fine. Like, why are you telling me that I'm fine? I don't feel fine. I don't want to charge people when I don't feel fine, you know? And so she was pressuring me into starting a website, pressuring me into, you know, all of that. And I just went ahead and did it until I got through, and then I put it all on my link tree or whatever. But so even after that, I wasn't taking a lot of clients when it came to the psychic reading. Some people who had been following me for a long time was writing me like, I just wanted, like, just do your best, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, all right, cool. And I even did 5 free readings or whatever, but I just was like trying to build up my skill set basically. And in the process of me doing that, it was somebody who was doing psychic readings live on here. And I actually really, really loved her content. I loved everything about it. She was Black. And I was like, that's what I need. I need one of us. Hey, Key. Like, I need one of us. I need to go, you know, talk to her. And at first, I went to her website and her prices was like $400. I said, oh, baby, you know, I want you, but I don't want you that bad. like $400. Are you okay? And so one time I was on her live and her prices had went down. And I was like, oh, let me go look. And it was like $250 or something like that. Now that I could work with. I think that's reasonable. So I did a reading with her. And she confirmed a lot of things for me. But then she also was like, you know what, I got a class. I really think you could benefit from it or whatever. And so I took her class. And I was like, they was already 3 months in, but she invited me in. Everybody was very welcoming. I did the class for 3 months. And that's where I really started to gain confidence in my ability as a psychic. Because she was reading with us. And she was, you know, telling me what I was feeling. And like, also getting confirmation from what other people are picking up. Like, I would write something down, but I would gaslight myself. And I'd be like, no, that's not it. And, you know, so it helped to be in a group environment, too, because if other people are picking up on it, chances are I picked up on it correctly, but I'm just gaslighting myself, you know. So that's where I really gained my confidence. Things got weird there, and I just kind of moved in my own direction. But, yeah, that's how my journey started. I was very skeptical. I didn't want to do it. I didn't think I would be here, and here I am. A lot of times it's the things that you want to walk away from that the things that you should move towards, you know? So yeah, that's me. That's my journey. I got jumped into this shit. It wasn't an easy journey because I waited to the last minute. I'm hard-headed as fuck. Yep, she got weird with me too, the irony. Oh, the fact that you even know who I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't send nobody over there. That's why I just started my own mentorship program, do it my own way. No shade to her though, because I think that what she's doing is beautiful, and I told her that. I think that what you're doing is beautiful, but I think there's some things that she still need to work on. Wait, I just got here, but I feel like what you're talking about. Does the person have a class? Yeah. All love, but I'm good. Yes, I think what she's doing is beautiful, but there's an ego issue there. Yeah, I keep trying to turn my back on being this medicine woman. Then I tell myself it's not for me. Yeah, listen to yourself. It's always a shift, child. I feel like I need a community. How to manifest that? Join my Patreon. You ain't got to manifest anything. www.patreon.com/becomingno1. I want to do more in my Patreon, but I just don't know what to do. I did too. I actually just unsubscribed myself because it kept popping up. I don't need it. Yeah, if we talking about the same person, I know exactly. Yep. Yep. It's crazy because I sent her a lot of money too. I wasn't even, you know, like I was not even on that. I'm never on that. I think we all could grow together, learn together. We could all create a safe environment, but you got to create the safe environment. The safe environment has to be at the forefront of the conversation. You know, I can't give you the tea just because I just feel like it's not worth it. You know, and it's not a bad thing. You know, I just think that everybody is at a different place in their journey. You know, everybody's at a different place in their journey, and I can't rush you along and you can't rush me along. You know, you just can observe and move accordingly. I'm doing my first happy ceremony. What's that? What's that? Oh, indigenous tribes. What is this? Oh, shamanic ritual. Oh, that's so crazy. Shamanism has been coming up a lot for me lately. I don't think you have anything to be scared of. It's going to be a learning experience either way, babe. It's going to be a learning experience either way. Just be careful, you know. And when I say be careful, make sure your energy is right while you're doing it. You know, make sure your energy is right. But yeah, nothing I do is in malintentioned. You know, I really want the best for all of us. But I only can come together with people who want to come together. And that's it. That's all. If I got to worry about you, I'm not going to worry about you. And you're not going to have to worry about me. I will get up out of here with the quickness, you know. But that's why I created the mentorship, you know, the individual mentorship, because I like that. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that at all. But y'all kept asking, and I was like, fuck it, let me see what it looks like. That was a great decision. I'm appreciative for y'all, because I probably wouldn't have did that shit. I probably would have put it off for another year. I don't offer classes, but I'm developing a class right now, and it's gonna be a fun. It's so fun, like the way that I channeled it. It's so fun, but I gotta wait for the right time for me to put it together, because sometimes I'll go to something like the meditation guide. It took me months to put that together, because I sat down to do it. I was able to do 8 pages, and then I hit a block, and it just means that just tells me, oh, it's not the time right now. You haven't learned enough, or you haven't come across something that's supposed to be in there. And then I waited a little bit, and then the next time I went back, I was able to write 52 pages and get it done in seconds. You know, so I'm just waiting for the right time before I can get the energy to do that. But I already know what I want to do. I already know the design of it. I already know everything. I already know the name, like all of the things. So I'm working on that right now. But no, right now all I have is the mentorship. I have a group mentorship on my Patreon, and I have individual mentorship. But right now that's at capacity until the end of April. So I have about 4 more weeks with 3 people before they go out and they can be free. But they're reading. You know, I think that they're going to be fine, which I'm excited about. I mean, they've been with me for 6 months. So all different people now, which is good. They trust themselves. They speaking their truth. They doing the things that I need them to do. Now it's time to fly free. So yeah, anyways. I'm about to go because it's 4 o'clock and I feel like I've been on here for like 2 hours. I'm gonna post this on YouTube. So if you did not catch the beginning of this live, go listen to the beginning of this live. It's so much good information. Okay. But yeah, I love y'all deep, and I will talk to y'all probably tomorrow, depending on how my readings and stuff go. My one-on-one sessions are $199 a month, but they're not available right now. Not until the end of April. You are so very welcome. Y'all are welcome. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. Alrighty.